Живий? Зараз можу подивитися з телефона, чи ви щось мені пишете. Раз, два, раз, два. Ви мене чуєте? Напишіть щось. Ви мене чуєте? Чуєте, супер. Ще не почалося. Чомусь. Чому? Вже ніби час. Так, і звук з трансляції вроді буде. Щось на Фейсбуці не робить. На Red Bull TV трейте, що? Так, і звук з трансляції вроді буде. Щось на Фейсбуці не робить. На Red Bull TV трейте, що?
As we went out of Sweden, he now wants to, you know, put back that dominance on the grid and say, I'm the man to beat. But he's got to prove it here right now. And you know what? No better man to bet your house on to go in there and throw it into that first corner. Janis Jurka, but he's going to be relishing this opportunity. Take down Wiancek in your home event. You're the man. Everybody's buying you drinks tonight. You're the guy everyone remembers. Let's see if Jurka can do some damage here.
Well, Jurka needs to pull up his socks, that's for sure, and he needs to pull everything out of the bag. Janis Jurka backs himself off the line. He wants as much run in as he can possibly get down that chase side of the chicane. Flips the visor down, one click, says one's enough. I need that fresh air running through my hair so I can feel the breeze as me and Pete have been
Пьотр Вянцик. Якийсь Майко. Вянцик перший. Дивися, Майка його не відпускає. Близько поставився. Дивися, пресує Вянцика. Я в шоці. Топ-16 почався, звісно. Відвалився чуть-чуть, але буквально чуть-чуть. Все, борщ! Борщ! Юрка, не Майка, перепрошую. Фух.
because nobody else
Ото так старт.
so tough to chase. Watch this. Learns from his top 32 battle. Keeps the left foot brake on. Doesn't overextend on the outer zone. And from there he says, I got this, bro. Every single outer zone and inner zone nailed. And this is the most impressive part for me. As he swings into this section, he goes lock to lock. Look at this. Full 90.
Та, тут, коротше, загубився чувак в диму Вянцика і все пропало.
Well, you talk about having the best seat in the house. I think Janis Jurka just had the best seat in the house. He just watched an absolute masterclass of a lead line there from Peter Vincek. That transition from outside zone 4 to outside zone 5 was phenomenal and fast.
Fast, and you've got to be so precise. I mean, he's, you know, what is he, less than a foot off the wall the whole way around? You've got to be so dialed in, so confident. And confidence, I think, is going to play out here for all these drivers.
Ну що, зараз, якщо Вянцик не розвернеться, то він піде далі. Йорка. Йорка. Дженис Юрка. Ну, погнали. Юрка перший, Вянцик другий. Вянцик, нагадую, переможець кваліфікації. 125. Юрка, добре. Вянцик близько пресує Юрку. Як близько. Вянцик красавчик. Вообще Юрка ігнорує зони, але Вянцику пофіг. Він пресує його прям топ. Ніяких сейфранів. Вянцик валить на всі бабки. Ну що, Вянцик далі. Читалося. Наші є в топ-16. Так, Ярослав Треш виграв топ-32 в Чірби. І він їде в топ-16. Йорка пропустив всі зовнішні зони. Але Вянцику було пофіг, він його якби пресував, так як має бути. Хоча міг їхати сейфран, тому що в нього була перевага. Ну давайте, тут все просто. Вянцик далі і погнали. Діма Смотра прийшов, я взяв бухло і можемо ставити ставки і бухати. Хто вгадає, той п'є. Let's go all the way through whoever we get, but there's a lot of big competitors left in this conversation. Becky, speaking of conversation, you're down with Peter Viancek. He's got the job done in the top 16.
This is getting hotter and hotter in the championship standings. Are you starting to feel that heat? I mean, by the looks of it, you just got through your top 16 battle. It's not really touching you just yet.
Don't even start with the championship. Just now try to think about the next battle.
Щось у них зі звуком.
Curiosity and yeah, that's what we will focus on right now.
То не у мене.
Good luck for your next battle, Peter.
There's a man dialed in. Man dialed in says, you know what,
Doesn't want to think about anything else. He's going round by round.
He's just saying, I've got the next battle. That's all that exists in his human brain. Is
Battle
just
by battle, round by round. He's not even thinking about the long game.
He's not at all. Next up, we go to Ivo Cerulis. He's on the start line.
Іво Соруліс.
He is going to put alongside him.
І Залєвський.
Big battle.
Ой.
Talk about cars, tires, situations, changes, two equal machines.
Equal machines.
Very capable drivers.
Very capable. But also, Zalewski, he's done well here before. He'll go in with a bit more confidence than Cerulis, but Cerulis will say, if I take down...
Ну що, погнали. Залєвський перший. Цируліс доганяє. Залєвський, добре. Цируліс далеко доганяє. По внутрішній траєкторії тримається за Вянциком. Мінімальний пресинг. Синхронна перекладка. Цируліс навіть трохи раніше переклався. І єс! Перший краш. Можна випити, але я не буду пити, поки Діма Смотра не прийде. Бо я навалюся і раніше времени. Зараз я хочу запостити в інстаграмі, щоб люди приходили до нас, підключалися.
Well, I think if anything, he's damaged Zalewski's car. Look at that, true sportsman goes over, apologizes.
Ну і пообнімалися.
I think Cerullis has damaged Zalewski's car, which
Цямки-бамки.
means technically Cerullis will be knocked out of competition because
Well, he'll be deemed at fault.
Zalewski can't make his way back to the line. Look at
Yeah,
this.
so let's see what.
Та, Церулісу, напевно, припишуть програш, тому що він вдарив Залєвського. Залєвський, типа, не тор... Та, Залєвський не гальмував. Він їхав в газіку. Церуліс просто зрізав по вузькій траєкторії, поїхав. Залєвський нормально засейвився, міг там заїхати в бетон. Але молодець.
Marshall's out just to check that both drivers are okay. Our judges will obviously make a call on this and see what the situation is. But a beautiful new build has some marks and some cracks now.
Ну, якщо Залєвський їде своїм ходом, то, значить, ми його побачимо в топ-8, напевно. Так, вчора було, я подивився трансляцію, було погано чути, насправді, аудіотрансляції. Я сьогодні трошки попробую ще підкрутити. Скажете, чи вам не мішає мене слухати, чи ні? Ну що, Залєвський топ-8. Ага, Залєвський роззувся. І в нього 10 хвилин.
I mean, we go years without seeing this situation, this DB situation where drivers are hitting drivers and they're given that time, and then we have it twice in one event.
Oh, for sure. And that, just to let you guys know at home, during the top 32, everyone goes back to the main pit area, but now what we have is a hot pit. So a hot pit is behind the start line, just around the corner of the forest.
Теж має трансляцію.
Tires and fuel and necessities, just to make these battles run a little bit quicker than going all the way back to the paddock. So Zalewski will have fuel and tires there. He'll be able to put a tire on that rim and get himself back out for the second half of the battle. So that's where we're at. We go straight in, people are hitting each other, crashing walls. It's pretty extreme. Straight away.
Straight away. No messing around, Dave.
Ну що там, буде дощ чи
Third
ні?
battle of the top 16 and we've had insanity already.
Yeah, we've had some serious business. So my question is, has Ivo Cerullis' car sustained too much
Чувак
damage
на
to
мопедику
even
без
continue the rest of the
документів.
runs?
Ох,
We
наші
don't know that just yet,
поліцейські
'cause
без
they're
ним.
back in the forest, they're figuring that out, but we will give you guys all the information as we get it. But we will
Збили
move
би
forward to
пацана
our
на
next
раз-два.
battle. We'll revisit that one when we have a tire on Adam Zalewski's car. It looks like it's another big one. This is the one
Норм
we've been kind of looking
техпарк,
forward to
от,
because
на
it's two
травці.
guys, you just don't know which way it's going to swing.
No.
Nicholas
Бікерніки, стара
He's
траса
been
така,
the
як
local hero all
чайка,
weekend.
там
Absolutely
не
dialed in.
передбачали
He's got
тоді,
a horsepower. Hasn't got the horsepower of his
що
opponent,
треба буде
Kula, who put in an
техпарки
absolutely
ставити.
crazy chase run in the top 32.
Тому
Two
трохи
guys here, one of them's
спартанські
gonna get to
умови
the top 8,
для пілотів.
both, I think, sitting there thinking, I think this should be me.
Та й трибуна маленька,
Two
там
very confident
вони
guys.
скаржилися,
One of
що
the
прода...
hometown hero. This is
Ярко
his hometown
треш! Ярко
car,
треш!
literally behind
Woo-woo!
the grandstand. And you've got a man who's travelled a very long way, all the way from Georgia. But he
О,
looks
зараз
phenomenal
Нік-Нак
this
буде
weekend. He looks
їхати
like he's found his form. He looks
з
strong.
Нодо Кодуа.
He looks very, very confident. No Dakota will be going to this one thinking he has it. He has what it takes.
Має
Here we can
бути
see Zalewski's
м'ясо.
car in the hot pits down the back end of the grid.
Just checking to see if there's any suspension damage on that car.
Де Діма Смотра?
It's deep into
Діма
the tire,
Смотра,
there was
де?
wheel-to-wheel contact, which means there may have been an arm bent. Alignment might be off. They're allowed time to have a look at that. And the front of the car, as you can see, taking a hammering as well.
Yeah.
So we're going to bolt that car back together, get him back out for the second
А
half.
то
of the
що
battle. You can see
за
Zalewski.
Ворсхаус?
Pensive. Stressful times for the drivers. It's fun, but at this level, when the track is so fast and you can write your car off in instant.
Олег
A
Бурий.
lot of these guys saying it. Even I spoke to ex-champion James Dean there in the
О,
break. He
Діма.
said, you don't relax here. There's no relaxing. You never see
Давай,
the car go, "Oh, it's fine, just
Нік-Нак
relax, whatever." They said every
проти,
run, you just don't know what's gonna happen. And it's
Нік-Нак
so
проти
entertaining
цього,
for us to watch, but
проти
it's so
Нодо
stressful
Кодуа.
for these guys to perform.
Yeah, 100%.
Я ставлю на
These guys are
Нік-Нака.
pushed to the limit and back. Oh, so there we go. We can see action there of the Zalewski crew repairing what looks like maybe a bent arm on the back end of that GT86. We're going to go back to the start line now. It will be Nicholas
No,
Bertans
no.
to take on Nodu Kodua. Georgia versus Latvia right now on the line. And as Dave said, 500 horsepower only under the foot of Nicolas Bertens.
But he gets an extra 200
Ну, в
horsepower,
малого,
he never lifts off the throttle.
малого
Yeah,
500
it
кінських
doesn't
сил
take
все
it
на
off.
все.
Apparently
Але каже, що він не знімає
hands and
ногу
the
з
pedal goes
педальки.
I don't
Ну,
think he
там.
knows the word modulation. He
Молодець.
just puts the foot down on the first corner and doesn't lift
Doesn't
it till
take
the
it
end of the
off,
run.
yeah.
And I think that's how he has
Кажуть,
to
що
drive
він
this
на
in
старті
order to get the
кладе
perfect game. So it's a
ногу
risky
на
one, it's
газ
difficult for him,
і
but he's got
знімає
so
в
much
кінці
talent. For
заїзду.
such a youngster in the game, 17
Нік-нах.
years of
Коротше,
age,
Діма,
of course,
того
the
разу
Latvian
в
flag
нас з
flying in the
тобою
grass, and
однакове
hoping he'll
бачення
take out
заїзду.
No Dakota, but
Ну,
he's
можемо
got a massive
випити
amount of
обоє.
support online. I'm sure the Georgian fans are all behind him. Let's see which
Зараз
way it
я
swings.
мушу
As he goes into that first
дивитися, що
corner, upwards of
робиться.
130 kilometers an hour on that
Но,
track. It will be Bertens
но
winning.
до Кодуа ставиться раніше Нік-нака, чорт забирай. Дивися, як близько Кодуа пресує Нік-нака, йо-моє, дивися, я не чекав. Ай, все, відвалився. Ай-яй-яй-яй-яй-яй, Ноду, що ти робиш? Що ти робиш? Ух! Бляха, то було щось. Що тут сказати? Все було дуже класно, але Нодо перепресував, напевно, трохи, і на перекладці зараз ще раз подивимося. От тут все було класно. Прям в двері їде. Переклався трошки погано, і отут от не видно. А, ну він загубився в диму, і тут же опозит дріфт, і все, борщ з цибулькою. Ну і в кінці вже, звісно, було, ну, Кодуа опозит дріфт, і
It's like just driving into a thick
І
fog
випадає.
halfway through the course while you're drifting
Шкода.
at over 100 kilometers an hour. And Bertens, he won't have known any of that. He'll
No.
just been concentrating on his lead run. Did a great job. The angle he's pulling through that outer zone is pretty impressive too. Bertens now in the chase position. Mistake on
Орест
Kodua's
здоров.
side, but he did have a lot of proximity through. 70%
Коля
of the
шукає
course. Bertens
співробітників
can't
на
back off too much.
СТО. Якщо вас, якщо ви хочете працювати в свап-центр АЖ, антиквар гараж, то там є позиція механіка, відправляйте резюме Колі. Ну, можете мені. І так, Ноду Кодуа ставиться добре. Нік-нак далеко! Нік-нак відстав, але доганяє Нодо. Не пресує прям близько, він знає, що в нього перевага, але перекладається добре, близько! Близько! І не по траєкторії, те стиль, але прям всю дорогу він близько до Ноду Кодуа. Прям пресинг був серйозний. Я думаю, що Нік-нак проходить, тому що в Ноду був опозит дріфт.
That was one of the best runs on the track I've seen the whole weekend. Absolutely perfect. I'm not sure where that was in
Василь
qualifying, but
Тернопіль на зв'язі.
he's top in qualifying. That was incredible.
Діма, дивися. Щоб ви не казали, що я читерю. У мене просто мало рому лишилося. За цей прекрасний вечір. За прекрасних дам, бо не дам то погане слово.
I feel I know which way this one's going to go, but I would love it one more time because this was amazing. Kodua's lead run there was 95 plus. Incredible. But the big mistake in the chase. Well, he's not going home from this event thinking I could have done any more.
No.
He went over and above. But I think the cool
Ті
calm head
Кодуа
of Nicolas Bertens might prevail
невеликого
here.
росту.
And that's exactly what happens as he goes through to the top 8. Kodua is gonna have to
Нік-нак
feel like
проходить
it
далі.
could have been,
Ну,
but he went
якби
too
то
hot. He got
читалося.
scalded. He got sent home in the top 16, and it is going to be Nicolas Bertens going through to our Great 8. The local hero is ready to take on the best in the
Нік-нак
business.
красавчик.
17 years of age, driving like he's been out there for
17
20
років.
years. Unbelievable stuff. We see Zalewski's car still getting repairs made, and we'll hopefully see that car back
Треш
later on
фінал.
after his competition time out.
Я
You see the
не
clock is ticking
бачив,
down, 3.5
чесно
minutes to
кажучи,
go. Not
сітки,
a lot of
пробачте.
panic here at the moment, so I'm wondering, have we got an issue here that they're not trying to fix, or
Все
are they gonna
залежить
leave it
від
as it is?
суперників, але
I'm not too
Щербу
sure
йому
what the
дуже
situation
сильно
is there. Looks a
пощастило,
bit worrying.
Щерба
Yeah, in the
розвернувся.
paddock, but here's a big
Ага,
switch.
ні,
Connor Shannon.
Ярко
Talk
не
about the
пройде
future
в
of the
фінал.
sport. Well, here's
Конор
two guys
Шанахан
that are
то
the future of the sport. 17 years
без
of age,
шансів.
18 years of age.
17 років, 18 років.
Toyotas out there. Here we go.
Шанахан виграв попередній етап. Ох, бляха, Ярик, ну давай, красавчик вообще, так і їдь, Близько по внутрішній, Відпав! Доганяй його! Доганяй! Давай! Ярик, давай! Ну, в кінці вже його щось там догнав. Я розумію, тут догнати Шанахана. Ну, в принципі, непогано. По внутрішній пішов Ярик, знову по внутрішній. І отут він нажав на тормоз і все. А з Шанаханом, походу, якщо ти вже раз нажав на тормоз, то все. Коротше, кинув якір. Ярко на ручниках, і то все. Бля, шкода. Ну нічого, може зараз Шанахан за ним розвернеться. Діма, я ставлю на Шанахана, кажи скоро, бо зараз бухати треба буде.
He's a championship contender. And Yaroslav Tresh just said to him, "Ho, hold on to your hat, because I'm still in the fight."
He's also a round winner here. Now Shannon's going to go in aggressive here. He doesn't have to be too aggressive, but try to tell him that to an 18-year-old.
Ну,
He's going to throw us in a big
давай.
initiation from both drivers.
Шанахан, не бачу його взагалі близько. Шанахан дуже близько. Прям капець, як близько, господи, як близько. Шанахан пресує Ярик. Відпав Шанахан! В те стилі, ну, блін, все одно близько, значно ближче, ніж Ярик. Близько Ярик, kiss the wall, Шанахан близько всю дорогу.
Unbelievable driving from these two guys. What an incredible battle. These two guys 110%. Let's take a look back at the replay. Tresh out of outside zone 1. You can see Shanahan lost in the smoke. Goes for the transition back. Shanahan very brave. Goes for it. Tresh just missing on that inside zone. And you can see put him on a weird line that fires on big angle. Shanahan for me doing enough, not doing too much.
Та, Шанахан, походу, ну, міг би і поближче їхати, але він сейвився, бо в нього перевага і так.
That might have sealed his fate. He's not there yet, Yaroslav Thresh, but I can guarantee you one thing. He will be.
Я прошу поговорити, 17 років, 18 років. Студенти.
You know what? These two kids, I feel we're going to see this through the years.
These two kids.
But there you have it, Connor Shanahan getting the win.
Шанахан далі.
Still alive as he goes through to the top 8. And I'll tell you one thing, he's relieved. Becky's down with him there now. Connor Shanahan through to the top 8, championship hopes alive, must be delighted.
Фіни там вообще ісполняють. Двіжують, я вчора бачив в сторіс, прям вирвані чуваки.
Yeah, we're just trying to get used to the big chase runs now. I'm going to have to push in the next one. So, yeah, it was incredible to Barik Yarek, you know, flying the Ukrainian flag. It's an incredible thing what they're doing, and a good friend of mine as well. So, massive well done to him. His first year in Drift Masters, 3 rounds, 3 top 16. So incredible. But yeah, I'm feeling good. The nerves are there for sure.
Каже, що вони дружать з Яриком, і що то його перший сезон, і він постійно попадає в топ-16, то типу круто, бла-бла-бла.
So a massive thank you to them, but yeah, let's go.
What was happening with the car in the pits? Were you having some technical issues or was it mechanical?
Yeah, we just had a small problem with cooling in the car, but yeah.
В Шанахана були якісь проблеми з охолодженням. На тачці написано «Stand with Ukraine». Спасибо, чел. Та багато там пілотів з нашими наклейками, круто. Ведучу, звісно, взяли, могла би хоч голову помити, ну, чесне слово. Та випрямся трохи, та ти ж ведуча чемпіонату Європи, it's Riga, baby.
I wanted to get used to trying to, you know, find the door a little bit, and as I said, the next one is going to be tough, so we know what we're up against and we're going to have to push.
Brilliant, Connor. Congratulations.
Well, you have it, confident Connor Shanahan. So he's ready for the fight. Not going to doubt him at this stage. He's ready to go. And he's been doing a clever thing this year of winding it up
Ну,
as it
що?
goes. Be clever in the 32 and the 16 just to kind of get through them, and then he
Мені
goes
нема
all the way
чого
up to
додати.
11 for the rest.
He doesn't do too much too early.
О,
So back on the line, it is gonna be Adam
Залевський
Zalewski. No Evo Cerulis.
відремонтувався.
So, let me break you into what's happened here. Zalewski's car got
Красавчик.
damaged by Cerulis. Zalewski gets
В нього
on 10 minutes
Cerulis
competition
заїхав,
time
хто
to fix
недавно
the car to get back to
підключився.
the start line. Evo Cerulis, well, he broke the wheel, DB'd the tire.
Невідомо, чи
He
Церуліс
calls the incident. He
зможе
doesn't get any
то,
time to fix his car. He's not allowed to put
жити.
hands on the car. That is the rules here at
Бо
the
він
World
нормально так
Championship.
дав
So he
Ярика.
hasn't made his way to the line. Zalewski gets a by run, gets himself in the Great Eight.
Oh,
Залевський їде Байран.
Zalewski, I think,
Ну, норм.
for Evo Cerulis to overturn that anyway. It definitely was an incomplete from Cerulis, so I think this was going to be the results more or less. Unfortunately for Cerulis' car down
Ярик,
by himself. It looks to me like Adam Zalewski was taking this by run to push the
блін,
limits
ну,
a little bit on the track.
реально,
He's dialed in.
молодий
Also,
пілот
make sure the car
без
is 100%.
досвіду в
That was a
таких
big hit he took.
чемпіонатах, я рахую, що він в
в
будь-якому випадку молодець, він їде, наприклад, там, ну, займає кращі позиції, ніж головня, в котрого значно більший досвід участі в таких чемпіонатах. Тому Ярик топ. А Залевський міг би, звісно, поекономити, але ні, рішив нормально роздати. Ну, я думаю, що правильно, тому що невідомо, може там в машині щось це поломило, а так проїхався і все ясно, що нічого це не поломило. Церуліс в нього заїхав. Що зараз би фари витягнули з того бампера, бо шкода, якщо вони десь впадуть на трасі і розіб'ються.
I agree with that because I've seen none today.
That rule is fine with me.
Yeah, Adam Zalewski. Well, this is probably the easiest decision he'll ever get because he has no opponent. He's going to take the win here and go through to the top 8.
Залевський, значить, в топ-8. Чувак, блін, стабільно в топ-8 або вище. Тоже молодий, нормально валить. О,
Adam,
наша коліжанка з жирною
but
головою.
that was a little bit hairy. What was going on up there? We could see in the hot pits, you seemed quite relaxed. You were just looking at the car, the clock was ticking down. Was it that it wasn't a big rush to get the car fixed, or was it quite easy?
To be honest, for now we don't really know what's going on with the car. It seems like the wheel is in different position.
Каже, що в нього розвал збився. Каже, щось йому там не подобається і попробує щось пофіксити. Ну, там нормально так його вдарив опонент. Надіємося, що вони його підфіксять і він десь заїде в топ-4. Добре їде, мені подобається. А, він далі з Вєнциком їде? Буде м'ясо.
And someone pulled out a Peter Vrinsek card, I'll be searching in the deck for an Adam Zalewski card, I'll tell you that. Because he's one guy that could take down anyone on his day. Next up, Jack Shanahan,
Шанахан
The
і
big boy
Юха
finals
Рітинен.
keep on coming and we're only in the top 16. Shanahan, 98 in qualifying, finished second. Rintanen took out, well, I'll tell you one thing about Rintanen. He took out everybody all this year, but never really reached the heights of what we thought.
No.
Always good at battle or two, doesn't get to the podium. He's going to be looking at Shanahan saying, I know Jack Shannon's good, I know it can push, I know it can go fast. He's not going to be messing up on the
Фіни зараз будуть розривати трибуну. Погнали. Шанахан лідує, Рітинен доганяє. Рітинен не близько ставиться, досить порядна відстань. Між ними Рітинен косить кролям. І Шанахан косить кролям. Всі косять кролям. Сьогодні кролі будуть ситі. Але Шанахан якось доїжджає. Ну, але тим не менше, вони оба 0.
If he had completed that run, that would have been 2 incompletes because you have Rintanen incompleted, and I think Shanahan was very close to incompleting after it. He finished the run, but was he 2 wheels off the track?
Ну, так. Кажуть, що Рітинен взагалі має incomplete run, а в Шанахана 2 колеса за трасою. І то якби 0, і то якби 0.
Watch, look, as it goes into the gravel, when it comes out, There ain't no tire on that wheel as far as I'm concerned.
Ого.
Wow.
Шанахан ще й доїхав на
Unless he
диску.
rebeated somehow.
Yeah, but he can't inflate it.
Дріфт на дисках, то, звісно,
He
можна.
can't put hands on the car. 2 minutes to cool the car. Only put hands on the car if there was contact.
Don't know. But
Ah,
look to
but-
me on it.
Well, here we go.
Look to me.
We've got the slow-mo from the Phantom. It's debeaded.
Yeah.
It's off. If Rittenen's car is still 4 tires
Шанахана
on, able to
злетіло
compete,
колесо.
Rittenen might have just taken
І
out
Рітенен,
Shanahan, the
якщо
second
може
place
їхати,
championship fighter.
і він зараз виїде і проїде Байран, він пройде Шанахана. Автоспорт, звісно,
Shanahan in the car will think he's thrown it away anyway.
отлична вещь.
Earlier on, he mentioned to Becky down there behind us that he's not got no radios. So the spotters, oh, he's angry. He's angry, Dave.
Yeah, he's not happy.
Oh, and I'm hearing it in my ear. Rittenen's ready to go. Shanahan's out. Shanahan is out, Dave.
That's a big one. That's a big shot.
Шанахан вибиває через
The car is ready to go.
роздуте колесо.
Shanahan debeaded himself. No contact. He's out. He took himself out of competition, Dave.
Тупо жесть.
Massive upset.
Well, Rintanen has to complete a run.
All he has to do is come through the chicane regarding the rules. He has to break the chicane under his own power.
2 incompletes on the first. Rintanen does the second run. Shanahan can't. Rintanen gets the win. That's what we're thinking.
That's exactly what the rules state, David. Are you all right? Dave's thrown.
Хто на
the hat at the
колесах, то і виграв.
commentator. He's got his hands on his head. And he
Блін, ми забули ставку поставити на цей
I think
заїзд.
we need a counselor for Dave Egan by the end of this weekend because I
В
don't
нас з
think
Дімою
his
занадто
mind and
сильно
body can take
сходяться
much more.
ті
Two more rounds to go,
прогнози
Dave.
на
Germany and
заїзди.
Poland. Things are going to get worse.
Немає інтересу.
I honestly don't know what to say about the championship. Every time I think something is predictable, it's not
12.
predictable.
Щось сьогодні менше глядачів, ніж
Hold on, I'm
вчора.
gonna- you carry on. I'm just going to have
А
a
де
word
всі?
with Chris, our EVS, and step-in judge for this weekend.
Well, while Ian gets the inside scoop, I'm going to bask in the shock of Jack Shanahan maybe being eliminated from this competition. I think it hasn't been made official yet.
No, so just a quick. I was almost there. I was almost right. I was like 80% right. They have to initiate.
Okay,
So as long as he initiates, doesn't have to fulfill the whole run. He has to initiate.
right.
Щоб виграти, йому треба просто
The car goes sideways through that scoring zone.
He's into the
He's
top
into the
8.
top 8.
And you are into
просто
Well, I
треба
mean, he's gonna do a full run
поставитися.
because there's nothing wrong with the car. All he did was put the rear wheels in the gravel.
Він,
Saved it
напевно,
from the tire.
проїде весь заїзд.
Well,
Отак Шанахан вилетів на рівному місці. Ну все, норм, красавчик.
Wow. Well, ladies and gentlemen, when you just think that things are going to get easy and things are going to be normal, you are written and
Та автомобільний спорт такий непередбачуваний. Рітенен Юха проходить далі і виграє в Шанахана, який зайняв друге місце в кваліфікації. Їхав як топовий топчик. Таке.
They're going to be 2,000 at the next event, because if that's what gets these boys through to the top 8, Juha Rintanen, as a Finnish driver, gets to the top 8. The fans are, and we still have Henry Hampa in this top 16. Could it be the fans willing them to the
Ну
podium
що
this
там
weekend?
вас? Якось тихо в чаті.
I have no words, and I've still got God knows how many battles to
Мене
go,
щось
Dave, so I need
зависло?
to muster up
We're
some
supposed to
from
be
somewhere.
here explaining the
Explaining
action,
this,
and
yeah.
some of it is unexplainable.
Well, look, I'm just going to put something else into perspective now. This is going to come in, it's going to be official. We all know the decision. Juha Rintanen
Прибирають
moves
до
through to the
суботи.
Great 8. Dave, think about this. Peter Vincek's in the Great 8. Juha Rintanen just took Jack Shanahan out of the Great 8. I want to know from Becky what Juha's thinking.
You are amazing. You have got the fans on your side and you've got the luck on your side today. You are
Та
through to
кажуть,
the
що
top 8.
на його
That's all you
стороні
have to
сьогодні.
do.
Боже, що в них з трансляцією погано так чути, що аж
What
капець.
is going through your mind right
На
now?
його стороні удача і фани.
That's surely one thing, the Finnish fans. It's awesome to be here with so many fans. Kiitos kaikki. It's been a
Каже щось їм
little bit of
фінською.
struggle with our drives, but I didn't want to win Jack this way. But gladly we still did. And win
Точно.
is a win, so
Де ще підбухнути, як не в інтернеті.
A win is a win, and congratulations, you're going through to the next round. Did Henry get his car all back together? How long did it take you to actually put those wheels back on and get it all back?
no, not too much. He was an awesome driver. The alignment wasn't perfect, but he did it.
Do you want to say anything to your Finnish fans in Finnish?
sure. Kiitos oikeasti kaikki suomalaiset, että olette tullut tänne.
Боже, як
Ensimmäistä
матюкається.
kertaa näin hieno yleisö. Ensi vuonna vielä
Викликає диявола, точно вам кажу.
Thank you so much, Juha. Congratulations.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Не викликав.
They are
No,
going
no.
crazy in the grandstands right now.
I looked out the tower when he was speaking Finnish, and I think every person stood up and started clapping.
Wow.
Did they buy every ticket? Is that why it was sold out? Anyway, moving along. Up next, they keep getting better, Dave. They keep getting bigger. Juha Rittinen takes out Shanahan. Well, could Joachim Andersen take out James Dean? Because that is what's coming up right next. Joachim Andersen out of nowhere steals a line.
Ага, Joachim Andersen і Джеймс Машина Дін. Налито, зараз Дін буде їхати проти Йоахіма Андерсона. Я ставлю на Андерсона, чорт забирай. Сьогодні я в ударі. День дурацький, результати непередбачувані. І так, Андерсон близько, по вузькій, відвалився трошки. Близько до Діна їде, ти дивишся на нього. Ого, близько до Діна. І все. Все. Та й таке. Так гарно їло і так скоро вмерло. Ну почав ще класно. Але головне добре кінчити. Ну давай. Чуть далеко на постановці, але потім двоє раз, то ярко треш. Що ви показуєте? Big collision with a replay. О, Дін злякався Андерсона. Бачите? В очах страх. Точно злякався.
To go and do some damage against Peter Bjornsek later on. So it's all kicking off in the pits behind the scenes. The Finnish fans are screaming from the grandstands, and James Dean has 1 foot in the top 8 as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, he certainly does. James Dean definitely has 1 foot in the grandstand. Well, it was an incomplete from Joachim Andersen.
Зараз Джеймсу Діну
It was a big hit. Look at that. It's completely bent the back end of James Dean's
відчікають
car, the
бампер.
bumper bar, the whole rear end. It's all fiberglass panels and tube work and
that bumper, just to be honest, it's a carbon Kevlar bumper, has been taken off on the curb by
Карбон
James Dean,
кевларовий
run
бампер.
over and sent 40 feet in the air by Diogo Correa, and now smashed into by Joachim Andersen, and it's still in one piece. Not bad going.
Джеймс Дін грошей на бистрозйоми немає, ну. Та ясно, він там десь в селі строїть гоночні машини. Напевно, проблеми з запчастинами.
No, he just tagged him. Just tagged him. To me, from the other angle, it looked like he hit him. Yeah, but he just tagged him. Bumper on bumper.
Можна ще раз, я все одно не зрозумів, що з Андерсоном сталося.
James Dean looking good. Likes it here in Riga.
Просто вирівнявся і зіскочив з перебрика і все.
He said he's in a happier place this weekend, feel a little bit more comfortable in the car.
Well, Joachim Andersen now waving to our start line marshal. Does Joachim Andersen have a problem with the car? Is that why he shut it down after the bump on the curb? So we're going to wait to get that information. Or we may see. Yeah, I think Joachim Andersen.
Щось людей з кожним разом менше і менше. Я погано виглядаю? Людям не подобаються штори, які заді мене.
So Joachim Andersen is going to be in the lead position at a big disadvantage, as you guys just watched.
Yeah.
Hit the curb. Look at that laser focus. He knows he's got to do something special here.
Well, I mean, look, he just
Андерсон зараз має зробити чудо. Юра, здоров! Погнали. Андерсон перший, Дін доганяє. Ну що, Дін близько, гарно, синхронно, близько, чуть-чуть відстав, але доганяє Андерсона. Андерсон мимо зони, але Діну пофіг, Дін все одно його пресує. То є Джеймс Дін і все. То неможливо. Всі налили. П'єм. Дін виграв.
And looking at the championship right now with Jack Shanahan battling out, James Dean's starting to have a little look and say, well, I'm in 4th place in the championship. One of the guys
Я
ahead
п'ю
of me is
темний
out,
ром, бо
knocking
більше
himself
нічого не
out,
маю.
Well, he's only got 2 Shanahans in his way.
and one of them's out of the
One
way.
of them's well out of the way.
So here we go. Back to look at the replay. It looks to me, Anderson's put in flawless runs all weekend. There's something going on. He gets to this outer zone.
Я вангую, що з топ-8 ми будемо співати «Хто родився в січні, ставай, наливай».
I know he's not supposed to be there, so if I just keep drifting here behind him, I'm going to get the results here. And after a big disadvantage on the first run, Joachim Anderson almost beat himself there, to be honest.
Yeah, he did, and do you know what I think that comes down to? I think that comes down to just having James Dean chasing you down. I think that's all it comes down to. And Joachim Anderson climbs back in the car because well,
Дін
Here
дальше.
we go. Dean gets the win,
Як
advances
би
through
читалося.
to the Great 8. One step closer to being top and topperer of that championship.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. You win your grade 8 battle, this is always what I say, you have 2 chances at the podium.
Yeah.
Only
Ці
time
не там,
in drifting you get 2 battles.
вони в
Well,
Фінляндії
Becky's
напилися,
down with
напевно.
James Dean. The machine gets through the top 16. How's he feeling?
James, you must be delighted to get through to the top 8. That battle there, was it quite difficult to chase Joachim?
Та й чи було тяжко доганяти Йоакіма? Діна рже. Каже, що цього разу трек складніший, ніж був попередні роки. Там нічого не помінялось, чувак. Це просто ти постарів. Ти вже не той Джеймс Дін, що раніше. Подивимось справді в очі. Я дурачуся, все там в Діна окей.
Congratulations, James, and good luck in your next battle.
Well, there you have it. James Dean moves on to the top 8. Got Juha Rintanen for company in there, and he's got about 1,000 Finnish fans who are usually big James Dean's fan. Might not be for that battle.
Not this afternoon.
Not this afternoon. They're picking their sides.
Wisely.
And it's white and blue. That's for sure.
Та, пішли по
So
бухло,
we are
точно.
moving back to the start line. This is a big one.
Ну,
Jakub
так є,
Przygoński
багато говорять.
gets through the top 32, but not looking
Przygoński
super
хто?
confident.
Я
Oren
другого.
Nielsen, on the other hand, well, ever since, I'm not sure what shook in his head when he went spinning around in the air in Sweden in that big crash, but he's been on fire all weekend. Nielsen from Norway will lead in Przygoński from
Нілсен
Poland.
перший, Przygoński другий.
Yeah, look at this. Oren Nielsen once he's
Przygoński, синхронна постановка на тормозі валить, обоє на тормозі. Близько не дуже. Нілсен, який завал. Przygoński дав в бетон. Та що за?
I'll tell you what's happened there.
Що це було?
Przygoński's dove in. He's got caught. He wanted a downshift, but he had to keep handbraking to avoid going
Вони
to the wall. Couldn't get the downshift
капець
done.
як
Got stuck in the rock
тормозили.
here.
Прям на
And messed
лівій
him up.
нозі.
Tell you what, right now,
Зараз
there's one of my picks
от
right there on the
буде
screen.
видно,
Orange
тут
Super
передні
from
колеса
Norway. There's one of
димлять.
my picks.
Спочатку в другого, потім в першого на тормозі.
Look at the line, Dave, is just
Якби все було добре до цього місця. Przygoński хотів по вузькій догнати і, коротше, сам себе загнав і вирівнявся і все. Ну, поки що Przygońського мінус. Мінус Przygońського. Зараз побачимо.
Just looking. You know, we divide this battle tree up into 4. You guys see a different version on your screen. We have a
Побачимо,
different
як
paper
Нільсен
version that
поїде
we
другим.
jot down the name. Well, I jot down the names. Dave copies my homework as always. I'm looking, Dave, and I'm saying I'm not going to say it. I'm going to let you wait and see.
Well, why would you intro it and then say nothing?
Nah, it's too good. It's too good.
You want to wait later on?
Because you'll see what's going to happen.
Oh, I've had a little look now. Yeah.
You've seen it,
Yeah.
right?
18
Yeah.
дай білсу.
Copy
Я
my
в білій
homework.
футболці.
If you're home now,
Top
settle in.
dog.
Settle in
Grab a
because
То я.
drink,
yep, get yourself prepped because it's about to get very interesting.
turn the TV up to 11.
Yes,
Yeah, what I mean.
but we still have second half of this one. to
Ну,
go.
Przygoński,
Oren Nielsen's got a big
Нільсен.
advantage.
Przygoński
Watch
перший,
the switch
Нільсен
a
другий.
number of times today.
Yeah.
Przygoński very experienced. This guy's won Dakar rallies, rally championships, drift championships. He's got
Та
all the
Przygoński
experience.
Now
до
it comes
Дакар
into the
їздив.
hands of Oren Nielsen of can he control this
Круто,
car.
я
He's
б
used
теж
to driving
поїхав
it
чисто
full
по
throttle,
приколу
110%.
норами.
Can he slow it down? Przygoński may not be that as fast.
The question here, whether Oren Nielsen is the man to beat today, is how controlled he is in the
In the
chase.
chase, yeah.
Because we have no question in the lead.
No.
He's been incredible. Przygoński, solid lead driver as well. focused, probably not pretty happy with that. You can see he's probably
Дуже
a
багато
little
чуваків
settled.
за Red Bull
Didn't go
їде.
the way he wanted it to.
Red
Now
Bull
he's
має
gonna
дуже
go in and
багато
throw that
грошей.
GT86 into that first corner like hell for leather. But I'll tell you what, Oren Nielsen, he's super fast.
Білу сорочку
You
треба,
can't
якщо
just do what you
20
want
людей, а
in the chase
18
position. You got to
тут
adapt to the
мало.
lead car. Can he do that? Is he the complete package this weekend?
Right.
Oh,
We're hearing over the radio that Oren
Ого.
Nielsen's tyre may have punctured.
but it may have punctured from contact with Wyszynski.
Нільсена колесо
I mean, that goes to the hands of the
спустило.
judges. I don't even want to comment on that. But Oren Nielsen, look, one side runs, I don't know, these guys run stupidly low tyre pressures,
Yeah.
like 10, 8, 6 psi. That rear tyre
Кажуть,
is
що
dead
пацани
flat.
їдуть
this has to be
на
decided by the
дуже
judges here now.
низькому
This, in
тиску.
my personal opinion, I think this is going to swing to the hands of the judges. They're going to need to look at the contact. Did he hit the wheel? Not from this camera angle, you can't see it. From the other camera angle, you could see. Was there contact on
Ну,
that
я
wheel?
не думаю,
Did-
що він його вдарив в
Did
заднє
Wyszynski
колесо.
puncture that tyre?
That's going to be the question now. And I think that's going to be one we can't answer. The judges have looked at this from a number of different angles.
Right.
Are you hearing some information?
Людям не зайшла футболка, я
I
не
don't know what's happening
знаю.
right now.
Okay, right. So I'm hearing it in my ears. Watch this. Judges have looked at this view. Watch Wyszynski's car. Boom.
Не було там в
Yeah,
колесо.
hits him.
Ну,
Wyszynski at fault. Oren Nielsen gets a stroke of luck and is awarded 10-minute competition.
да, але Нільсену 10 хвилин,
Not his fault. Has
що
10
він
minutes to
перезув
put the tire back on
колесо.
that rim.
За каналу повезло,
We said about, 20 minutes
а
ago,
могло не
you never
повезти.
really see this. This is the first time we've seen this rule. Scrap that.
Ну,
3
таке.
times, 1 event.
This is nuts. I've never seen anything quite like this.
Never.
Well, it goes to show we've seen more contact than we've seen in most events too. So Oren Nielsen's still in the game. That was an emotional roller coaster right there, wasn't it?
I mean, yeah. Well, just a little
Це
bit.
були емоційні качелі.
I mean, it probably was
Кажуть
for
мої
Oren Nielsen, 'cause he's
англійські
thinking,
колеги.
if I've DB'd, I've knocked myself out.
I'm over here ripping up all my notes going, there's no point of having any of these because
Dave's got the Driftmasters rulebook in front of him. It's like a
Tearing pages of it,
newspaper. He's
yeah.
throwing pages around. The judges are in the background sweating. They've
Yeah.
got the big clipboard out. They're trying to work out the rules.
it's crazy. And every year in Riga we get it crazy, but I think this one's even crazier than normal. And we're just getting through the top 16.
Фі не бійся, фі не бійся, та
Their boys are still in.
фінські фани просто вболівають за дріфт.
Maybe a little bit of alcohol.
Yeah,
Їм
maybe
класно.
just a drop.
Just a drop.
Just a drop involved.
The atmosphere is crazy
Офігенні
right now.
пацани.
Judges, they're definitely not partying. They're
They're
doing
going to
some work.
need a drop of
Yeah.
alcohol after today.
They are working hard right now because there's a lot of rules in this championship for, and again, you always say, oh, it's a grey area. Nothing's ever, they had to go into all those grey areas and make rules this year because there was so many.
Ого,
moments
зараз
over
буде
the
м'ясо.
years. That's why these rules exist. And we move on to the entire
Тор
one here for our
Арнаквія.
next battle. Hey Ian, bet you it's a massive one.
Oh, yeah, just slightly, Dave. Only Toran Kavir to take on Henry Hamper, and the winner gets to battle Oren Nielsen. Wonder if it'll be
Or
Kavir.
Jakub
Венцик Залєвський поїдуть, Нікнак і Конор Шанахан, Юха Рітенен і Джеймс Дін. Юха, я, звісно, ні на що не намікаю, але
Right, listen.
буде тяжко.
Nielsen, Kavir, they travel all around Europe together. Teammates from Norway. Imagine if
Роман
Kavir's sitting there
Павлович.
saying, oh, Nielsen's nearly in the Great Eight. I need to
Привет.
get in the Great Eight, but first of all, I've got to beat a man who's brought 1,000 fans with him. and he's
Турівський
driving
Роман
like he's
Павлович
never
чи
driven before.
Чернівецький?
Henry Hamper is on it.
Hampa's just taken out Korpelinski.
Yep.
Міняти
Who's
пляшку.
next?
Ну
Who's
класно
next?
тобі, в мене тільки одна пляшка і та не дуже повна.
I'll show you.
This is going to be wild. This is going to be wild.
Діма, я наливаю.
If Kavir's involved, you know it's going to be wild.
Oh.
Anything could happen. The doors could come off, it could grow wings and fly back to Norway at
There
this
is
rate.
not going to be a straight panel left on either of these cars by the end of this. Here we go.
О,
Top
Торнар
16
Арнаквія
now.
і
Norris, Tor Arnakavia.
Напа
Climb himself back up
на
the championship.
Мерседесі.
Hampa trying to do it for the 1,000 Finnish fans in attendance. Here
Тор Арнаквія виграє.
Through the gears, they
І так,
looks down, sees that
Напа
initiator knows that
далеко ставиться, не доганяє, Напа косить кролям.
Kavir keeps that car.
Арнаквія просто то від'їхав на пів треку, то два окремих заїзди. Просто Арнаквія
Zone and across the line.
taking it back. There's my
без
pick.
питань виграє
No, you can't
I
do
said Oren
that.
Nielsen, but now that
can't
run
do
from
that.
Цю
Kvyat
частину
was
хіта.
sensational. That was that as good as his 97?
Я Львів.
I think it was.
I think it was, yeah.
Unbelievable.
Напиши в Ютубі, Рома, що ти Агірес.
Just hanging on the edge of that white line on the first
Бо
corner. Fills the whole zone.
Романів Павловичів дуже
And look,
багато.
we talk about speed. 91 kilometers an hour average speed. Vinsec 93.
Кролі довольні.
They met in the
Yeah.
final. Oh. They go so fast, the world will stop spinning.
Yeah, I think
Арна
I'm gonna turn the
Кавія,
track
красавчик.
backwards. They'll start rotating
So,
like the conveyor belt.
Henry
That
Hamper.
run into the wall from
Все
Kvyat
правильно
was
зробив.
sensational.
Henry Hamper had no chance
Добрий
holding on there.
заїзд.
The initiation from Kvyat was lightning speed.
You know what?
And
We watched this happen. Speed is a big part of it. If you go back to the top 32 battle of Viansek and Hartmann, when you have to go into that first corner faster than you've ever gone before, you go off the track.
yeah, you're not ready for
You're
it.
not ready for it. And I think Kvyat, if you look at
Так,
the average
кажуть,
speed,
що
he's
якщо
going in
там
there matching.
Ох, який кізивол гарний, прям спойлером там
And I
так.
think Hampa went in there and said, "Oh my God, we are going
Гарно.
so fast right now." And then,
And
then he was in the gravel. He was in the gravel before he even knew it.
Yeah, and the car just couldn't hold on. The car just could not
І
hold
не
on.
кажіть, що Арна Кавія
And
роззувся, не
Hamper just had to
роззувся.
let the car go where it wanted to go. And that
Єдиний
was four wheels off
шанс,
track, four wheels off. That's a
що
massive
Арна
deficit
Кавія
for Hamper.
Now, we've
розвернеться.
watched Kvyat be in these positions before and throw it away.
І топ ходу буде.
Or the car break down.
Or don't, why?
I think they're all behind him. I think in Sweden we saw a new tour in Kvyat, one where the driver was a bit more controlled and the car was a little more reliable. I think the package came together in Sweden, and if he brings that to the party now, there is no hope for Henry Hampa. But this is Drift Masters, and everything happens all the time, and we look like idiots because we have no idea what to predict in the future because it's just so random.
No, exactly that. Well, look, I think you're right. I think the corner has been turned for Kvyat. The new engine package, the new setup, the new
все
Tour
добре.
Kvyat. He's back on form. He's back where he wanted to be. Henry Hamper for
Можна
me
їхати.
sits with a huge deficit. That's four wheels off track. That's an incomplete from Hamper. Kvyat now needs to be clever. He needs to go to the place where Shanahan and Vinsec go when they know they have an advantage, and that's
Ті
not too
маршали
far.
в
Do enough
сорочках,
to get through the
в
battle,
шортах
don't
на
do too
кант.
much. But this is Torane Kvyat. He always does too much.
Ну що, погнали. Арна Кавія ближче значно ставиться, їде близько, перекладається синхронно, в більшому куті їде, ніж лідер. Тримається на відстані, близько не під'їжджає, пресинг присутній, не супер близько, але добре. Достатньо, щоб Тор Арна Кавія відправився в топ-8.
Nose clean, didn't want to get too close to Hamper. Hamper was on a real bad line. Look at that, the wheel off the tarmac on initiation. But look how far down he was.
Хампа
He
на
forced Kvyat on the
Мерседесі
inside of the
аж
circuit. Now, the only
на
problem
трьох
I see
колесах
with that
їхав.
is that two wheels off for Torane Kvyat.
I don't think he has a choice.
Але Мерседес для мене заграв новими фарбами з цим Мерседесом. Прям непогано він їде.
I don't know what's going to happen, but I feel for me, Kvyat was he was doing
Я там може бути
horrible.
прикручено пів Сільвії замість Мерседеса.
He
did pretty good to even get back out again for that top 32 battle. Finnish fans are very, very excited
Фіни
about
там
having two drivers
бісяться,
in the
як завжди.
championship race so far, but in the round they might only have one after this.
Yeah, 100%.
So let's see which way the judges go. Kvyat and Hampa. Let's see which way it goes. Who's going to the top 8?
Норвегія, Фінляндія. Тор Арна Кавія, Норвегія проходить в топ-8. Причому на такій старій машині, якийсь нещасно виглядаючий, валить на всі гроші.
Well, let's see what Torane Kvyat is feeling. Becky, you're down with him now. The Norwegian sledgehammer through to his second top 8 in a row.
Тор, я мушу тебе привітати. Ти такий молодець. Це було так складно. А ти робив все, щоб тримати автомобіль на трасі. Так. Я робив все, що міг. Я був хорош, я молодець, я супер крутий. Я йду в фінал.
in a row. You were talking to me about those nerves earlier.
Це
How are
твій
those
другий
nerves settling in your
топ-8.
stomach right now?
Як ти?
Better, to be honest.
О, мені добре.
Go out there, put our best in, and now I just hope Arian goes through, and we will have a
Я
battle in top
сподіваюся,
8.
що я пройду і переможу в топ-8.
There you have it. He wants Oren Nielsen.
He
He's
knows
a
what he
confident
wants.
man.
He was talking about the final in the Great 8.
I like that.
Oh,
I like a bit of that confidence.
Yeah.
He wants Oren Nielsen. If Oren Nielsen and Tornik Kavia go up against you in the top 8, I think I might just throw my notes out the window here because this is going to be crazy. However,
О,
Vyshkansky's still in the fight. He made the error towards the wall. You're
22
talking about a
було
pro here.
22
You're talking
людини?
about one of the best in the business. He's not out of this.
23.
Polish driver will be having a little think. He's had
Вже
time to
20.
think.
24. Мені показує 17. Не знаю, де ви то бачите. Коротше, так, що зараз було? В чувака спустило колесо на оранжевому чейзері, і він поміняв колесо, напевно. І ми дивимося другу половину хіта. Ну, давай. Пшигонський, добре, Нільсен, близько, пресує. Добре. Прям дуже добре. Блін, чейзер в 2 рази більший, ніж та GT-ха, і дивіться, як він пресує GT-ху. Красавчик. На жаль, Пшигонський вилітає, тому що він не вдарив Нільсена і все. Так, Нільсен близько. Синхронна практично перекладка. Тут теж близько, навіть в більшому куті чейзер їхав. Уявіть собі. Він їхав в більшому куті і доганяв. Ну, прям гарно. Я довольний. Зато і вип'ємо.
Are the best I've seen ever do this track before. Ever.
I think you're right.
But Oren Nielsen needs the official call.
Well, we need the official call first. I mean, it looks...
Все, вальнув літру роми і шукаєш дорогу додому. Я не розумію, про що ви. В мене затримка, ви пишете. Ну, типу, я щось говорю і бачу, що ви пишете вже через 3-4 хвилини. Нільсен проходить далі. І буде битися з Арнаковією. Ну молодець, на такій платформі зараз показувати результати не дуже просто. Молодець. Перший раз Нільсен пройшов в топ-8. Каже, він зробив помилку, я виграв, тому ми поміняли колесо, коли він мене вдарив. Я дуже щасливий. Чи ти відчув, коли колесо пробилося? Каже, я не поняв, що щось сталося. Маршал сказав, що колесо спустило. І у нас є 10 хвилин, щоб поміняти колесо. І ми поміняли за хвилину і все. Рома?
I just have to give it everything because he is insane. So yeah, I'm not gonna save anything. So yeah, it's gonna be fun.
What do you think of Riga? I mean, this track is tricky, it's dangerous, but it's a lot of fun, right?
This is my favorite track, and the crowd here is amazing.
Каже, що то його улюблений трек. Хоче подякувати глядачам за підтримку. Каже, що це найкращий момент його життя. Ну, круто. Чувак прям тащиться від того. Щира людина.
there will be nothing left of both cars. It'll be all left on the
Що
track.
там з
That's
Чепою?
coming
Чепа
in the
ще
top eight.
вчора
We're now down to
поламався.
8 drivers. We started with 63,
Що
we got
поламалося,
to 32,
невідомо.
16, now there's 8, and boy,
Він
what
проїхав
a top
на
eight we had.
It's
скількись там
unbelievable.
60 з
Stacked
чимось
to
балів,
the
зайняв
ceiling,
30.
Dave, of talent. These
То
drivers
що
are
таке?
unbelievable. Yeah, Nielsen Kvyat. I just want to go back to that because I want to say
Трансляція на Red
Nielsen
Bull
has
TV,
watched
то,
Kvyat
конечно,
have
топ.
success after success, getting those great eights,
Жесть.
getting those podiums, spraying the champagne.
Так, Чепа
Sometimes
на
Nielsen has the accident,
31-й
doesn't even get
проїзд
in the
дав
show,
на
breaks down, doesn't get the
35-те
qualifying.
місце,
Nielsen sitting on the
а на
sideline,
другий не
watching
виїхав
Kvyat get the
і
limelight.
все.
Is it time for a role reversal?
Рараговський стандартно 50 балів.
He's believing now. He's starting
He's
to
starting to
believe. It's
believe,
like
yeah.
Neo in the Matrix. He's starting to believe that he can do it here. Well, if you're a drift fan, from anywhere around the world,
Б-58
you'll
сила,
know where
але
this is
я
going.
думаю, що діло
Gansek takes
не
out Yurka. Zalewski took out Cyrilis after a collision. Bertans, you know what? Had a very good 2 runs against North Dakota, but put in a valiant effort. Connor
Ну, всі, хто були в верхній таблиці, пройшли, крім Юхи, який чисто случайно вибив Шанахана, який роззувся.
James Dean dispatching Joachim Andersen with quite ease, it must be said. Oran Nielsen, again, doing a good job against Jakub Szklanski. Szklanski making a big error towards the wall. And Tor Arne Kvyat, well, Henry Hampet looked to me like his car was not 100%. And Kvyat goes through to become the 2nd Norwegian in the top 8. Well, I'll tell you one thing. That top 8 is stacked. And I'm going to be honest with you, Ian. Every one of
Ну
those
що,
drivers
буде
believes
перерва?
they're good enough to win this event today. There's no one going in there saying,
No.
"Oh, bit of luck, need a bit of luck on my side." Every one of them has been looking at
Ладно,
that
що
podium during the
пишуть?
autograph session saying, "See you later on. See you up there."
Every single one of them. Every single
Yeah.
one of them. And Kvyat has only talked about the podium. So has
Нічого доброго не
Vincent.
пише.
Connor Shanahan keeps talking about the podium. They're not worried about the championship at the moment. They're worried about
Може,
the
він
round. They want to
щось
get the
пише,
round. They want
теж
to get the
нічого не
battles
пише.
done. The round one. Move to Germany. Do the same thing again. Round by round, battle by battle. They just want to chip away at it. They overthink it. They put too much into it. That's when they start to lose it. That's when they start to worry. The stress, the pressure gets too much.
Well, I'll tell you, from my opinion right now is that we are headed for history. We're headed for a time when drifting has seen the biggest names at the height and the prime of their powers.
Ми зараз на піку розвитку дріфту. Бла-бла-бла. Говорят, коротше, не по-нашому. Тим часом реклама. Підписуйтесь на цей канал, бо на ньому дуже мало підписників, мало людей дивиться. І коментувати то 20 людей. Ні, ну 20 людей, в принципі, непогано. У нас така собі сімейна трансляція.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Riga, Latvia, and welcome to round 4 of the
Рома
Drift
мені
Masters
скинув в
European
інстаграм
Championship. If you're joining us right now, you are
фотку,
about
що
to
він п'є
witness
Джим
8
Бім
of the
Хані.
biggest names in
Молодець.
the game go
Ну я не
head-to-head
маю
for the
Джим
biggest
Бім
prize
Хані,
in
я
the
маю
game, the
Капітан
top
Морган.
step of a round of the European Championship. The grid has been whittled from 63 to 32. Now 8 drivers remain, and each of those 8 believe they can
Так,
win this
залишилося
event, and they're
8
willing to
пілотів.
crash their car to get that trophy. This is going to be a crazy event. My name is Dave Egan. I'm with my good friend and colleague Ian Waddington in the tower. We're going to be talking to you through
Так, і
all the action that's
підписуйтеся на
coming our way.
Левлю.
Ian, it's been sensational so far.
В тебе там і так 50 тисяч підписників, наш тобі
I think
ще.
sensational, Dave, is an underwhelming word for what we've seen so far this weekend. It
The
has been
Speed Devils.
phenomenal. Here is the calendar for
Devils.
this year. We've already been to Mondello
Тут
Park in
Speed
Ireland, where
Devils.
we see Peter Vincek, the first person to ever win on Irish soil. We then
Я
went to
вже
Ryan
знаю,
back in
хто тут
Austria,
Speed
where Connor
Devils, але
Shanahan took the top
вони
step
хіба
on
не
the podium. We
закрилися?
went to the Drive Center Arena in Sweden for Jack Shanahan to win the event, where right now
Ще
we're in
поменшало
Riga in
автопабліків.
Latvia, where we're waiting to find out who is going to take that top step.
Деякі
Absolutely. A big
перейменувалися.
shock, though, from our top 16 was the man sitting second in the championship, Jack Shanahan, going off the track, de-beating a tire and unable to finish his battle. He bows out, showing the man that scored 98 in qualifying The track conditions have changed. It's got
Єгермейстер. Єгермейстер добрий тільки якщо це людяний шот з апельсиною і з корицею. В всіх рештах виглядах Єгермейстер не люблю.
Absolutely, and our, you know, one of the most successful drivers in the world, James Dean, saying you cannot put in the same run 2 times in a row because everything is so difficult this weekend. And this is the track. It demands everything. High speed, full throttle, wall runs, immovable. Exits to every corner. Get one tiny thing
Ух, я би там обісрався.
with a car in a plastic bag. Here we go. It is the track layout. Riga, Latvia, 1 inner zone, 5 outer zones, 1 decel zone. Just the 1 decel zone.
Нам показують ідеальну траєкторію.
Into that first corner, full throttle, flick the car on a weight transfer entry.
Має бути фліпчик.
Leave the car right out to the edge of that outer zone.
Один.
Don't go over it. You're going out of competition. Full throttle through outer zone 2. Full throttle inner zone 3. Full throttle outer zone 4.
Всюди має бути full
Transition,
throttle,
again,
full
full throttle into outer
throttle.
zone 5. Then it's a big old decel. You should be taking a
Full
rest here, but you
throttle.
can't because you're
І
throwing
перед
straight.
великою
A big old
довгою
concrete wall.
дугою
You gotta run your car
є
over the
зона
main
гальмування.
all the way along it as you go through that outer zone all the way to the finish line. It's one of the most
Ось
demanding
вона
tracks
та.
in the world for these drivers. Nobody's comfortable, including us watching
І
it.
потім
But if
знов
you get
full
that outer zone
throttle.
6 nailed, it's the exclamation point for the judges. You might just have survived 1 lap of Riga.
Ну ви поняли,
Well, the stage is set.
чи ні?
The pits have emptied. Only 8 teams still working away in there. And they've gone up to the start line to help their drivers. We have 8 drivers. We want 1 winner. But it's going to be a hell of a fight to get there. Let's do it, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go to that top 8.
То що таке? Гробчик? І так, Вянцик, Залєвський, Бартанс, Шанахан, Дін, Ріттанен, Нільсен, Арне Кавія. То, напевно, буде Вянцик, Шанахан, Дін, і хто там останній? Арне Кавія. Таке буде топ-4, принаймні такі мої ставки. Але то є дріфт, і зараз все, що хочеш, може статися.
Fully gripped up suspension, 6 psi in the tires and 140k on entry. It's what we all want from drifting. The knife edge thrills and spills, and here comes a big one, a grudge match. Ex-champion versus ex-champion. Let's go. Top 8. We are ready.
Екс-чемпіон проти екс-чемпіона зараз буде їхати, так?
Two of the biggest names in Polish drifting will kick off our top 8. Adam Zalewski, ex-European Drift Masters champion. Peter Wiańczek, current Drift Masters champion, go head-to-head. We heard Zalewski say in his interview, I know how fast he is, I know how good he is, but I know how good I am. I know how fast I've got to go.
Кажуть, що
It's all gonna come
Залєвський
down to that
сказав,
first
що
corner. Do not
я
take
знаю,
your
який
eyes
він
off it.
швидкий,
The
але я
youngster
знаю,
wants
який
to
я
take down
швидкий.
the championship leader and remind everybody
Зараз
just
побачимо,
how
що там
good he is.
екстріми
Into gear we go, and he's given
проти
a big
Фалкінів.
old run-in at
Та?
the start
Чи ні,
line.
Валіно?
He's himself 2 car lengths.
Наклейка
To try and catch
Вянцика
Peter
Валіно.
Wiańczek. Expect an early jump from Zalewski here.
Ну,
as he
якщо він
slams
їде
that
на
car into
Валіно.
gear and expect him to do everything he can to stick with Peter Wiańczek, who looks like he's not come unstuck in a very long time on this circuit. It's the top 8 of the Drift Masters European
Валіно
Championship.
типа
Round
топ.
4 in Riga. Here we go.
Ну, погнали. Давай, Залєвський, давай. Залєвський залітає Вянцику прям в базу. Добре, синхронна перекладка в меншому куті. Але доганяє, пресує Вянцика. Не дуже близько і вилітає з траси. Що за срань? Залєвський!
I'll tell you what, Zalewski got caught by the pace. Peter Wiańczek threw it at that outside corner faster than we've seen anyone do it all weekend. Zalewski's like he's never holding this, and he went to follow him.
Якби Залєвський не вилетів з траси, це б було ідеально. Дивіться, так, Вянцик молодець, Залєвський тут був де треба, типу досить близько. І тут щось засильно розігнався, засцяв, тормозився, кутом заоглився. От заоглився, несинхронно переклався, їхав далеко. В кінці догнався, але то вже було
with a
Не
deficit as they head
актуально.
back to the start
Ну,
line.
побачимо.
Peter Vincek is
Дрифт
unstoppable at the
непередбачуваний.
moment.
Може...
He's looking dialed. He's reminding everybody why
Може
he
зараз
is
Вянцик
considered
розвернеться
the
другий.
highest ranked driver in Europe. I'm going to argue the world right now. Very few could hold a torch.
Could
Кажуть,
anyone?
що Вянцик зараз
anyone
топ
hold
в
the
Європі.
torch?
Question is, you know
Ну,
who can take
може.
out Peter Vincek? Peter Vincek. We look back to Sweden, had it under control,
Did.
made a mistake, crashed into Kavia, knocked himself out of competition. He won't want to repeat that here.
Давайте.
I don't think he will.
Вянцик
I don't think he
другий.
will. He's learned that mistake before. Now he has to chase down Zalewski, who's already
Ставиться в базу Залєвському, подвійна була постановка, вроді близько, Вянцик пресує Залєвського, чуть-чуть відлетів, близько, синхронна перекладка, Вянцик пресує, молодець, космос, Валіно рішає всі проблеми. Вянцик далі.
Controlled, so controlled from Vincek.
just doing enough that he does what he needs to do, doesn't do too much.
Didn't overcommit here. A little wobble
Вянцик
on
далі.
entry from Vincek, I think, just in the chase, but he did well to get back
Якби
on angle
Залєвський
pretty
не
quick.
помилився, може все
Did
би
enough.
було по-іншому.
Proximity was phenomenal. Look at the average speed through the course. Almost 14 kilometers an hour faster through the course Vincek was than Zalewski. That tells the story in itself.
Zalewski had nothing left to give for that battle. Nothing left. Zalewski threw everything he had at that. Look at Vincek playing with the door of that GT6.
Вянцик, та, приклеївся
I think
до
Vincek's the man today.
Залєвського, прям близько,
Got
всю
another 6
дорогу.
boys here that want to argue that.
Well,
Добрий
Anyway, let's
проїзд.
see what happens. Judges, I assume, will be watching what we're watching, seeing the same masterclass. And it is Peter Vincek going through to the top
Вянцик
4.
далі. Ну,
This is
як
not
би
going to bode
читалось.
well for his championship contenders. It's not going to bode well for Jack Shanahan in second position in the
Тут
championship.
ніякого
Vincek does not come unstuck in the
не
top
було.
16 and now in the top 8. He is going through to the top 4,
Сюрпризу.
feeling comfortable. A little bit of weight off his shoulders as well. Regardless, he gets 2 shots at the podium from here. He knows that pressure is off at this point.
yeah, 100%. Pressure is off. Shanahan out, but still one Shanahan, Dave, to play with.
And to keep both Shanahans in the championship, this Shanahan has got to win this battle.
Well, they'll do everything they can to keep this car on the track and going. Connor Shanahan, well, he's already dispatched one young man with the name of Yaroslav.
Шанахан Нікнак.
Now he gets thrown another young man with the name
Має
of Nicholas
бути
17 years of age versus 18 years of age. Ladies and gentlemen,
жорстко.
going to announce that the future of drifting is very bright.
It's very bright.
17 років проти
His hometown is
18
Riga.
років.
His hometown track is right here.
То
Picking it
хомтаун
contrasts. This
Нікнака.
is Bertan's track. He might only have 500 horsepower, but don't count him out of the fight because he is a man possessed with that car.
He is, and he's clean. He's clinical. He's experienced beyond his years, and he's going to relish this challenge. Shanahan,
Ну,
the
давайте.
Lord qualifier, got to chase first.
He has got to chase first, and he's got to take down a big name,
Ну
a
що,
big local name. Now, as
Шанахан
Bertans flicks that car from left to
не
right,
так, щоб
fires in,
капець,
keeps it
близько,
close. Shanahan
пресує,
on the door.
синхронна перекладка, дуже близько.
He's got more pace.
Не відпускає Нікнака. Господи, як близько перекладається. Шанахан супер близько. Шанахан просто зжирає Нікнака. Без шансів. Просто пресинг був надзвичайний. Це поки що найкращий проїзд другим, який я бачив за сьогодні. Ух, пресинг був нереальний. Ну і відповідно Нікнак їхав добре по завданню. Він видно, що повільніший машина, в нього менш потужна, а якби йому потужнішу тачку, він би, ну, просто він зібрав всі зони, їхав добре. Молодець. Нікнак красавчик, дав проїхати Шанахану. Супер добре, другий. Ну, Шанахан без шансів. Зжер Нікнака і викинув. Ну що,
He was phenomenal. You are phenomenal.
Нік-нак
You need to go to
дожене
a place
чи
now.
ні?
You need to risk
Там
it. You're not
кінських
gonna
сил
win
в
this
2 рази
with a clean
менше.
run. You've got to be phenomenal.
You've got to be uncomfortable. You've got to feel like this is going to be a huge
Ну,
crash. That's where
давай.
they're going to need to go to. Bertan's on the back bumper of that GTX.
Нік-нак по внутрянці, але близько. Близько по внутрянці. Синхронна перекладка. Пресує Шанахана, бляха, муха. Нік-нак, що ти робиш? Нік-нак просто, що він виробляє на тій слабій машині? Він по внутрянці всюди пресує Шанахана, блін. І я в шоці, в мене мурашки по шкірі. Він їхав по внутрянці, але він так пресував Шанахана. Я прям не знаю. Ну, типу, Шанахан їхав ліпше за рахунок потужності. Нік-нак просто на таланті проїхав просто космічний заїзд для такої машини. В Шанахана 2 колеса за трасою. Ну, може ні. Ну, блін. Може бути one more time, але ну, траєкторія в Нік-нака була значно вужча. Другим. Ну, one more time.
I have heard a cheer from the grandstand there that was louder
One
than
more
the
time.
final run of any event we've had here. They want to see these guys go back at it again. I want to throw over to my good pal David.
Бо, блін.
Talk about that one. David, we've been waiting a long time to see
Нік-нака
some
значно
phenomenal
більше,
chase
мені
riding that he's got
здається,
right there.
на цій трасі таланту. Може він багато по ній їздить. Ну він прям Шанахана сожрав. І то було неочікувано. Прям легкий шок. Мурашки по шкірі. За Нік-нака.
But you are not putting the wheels off. So there was only one wheel behind that curb of Connor, so that's one wheel off. But Connor was having slightly better the chase run. So yeah, that was like at the end even. So we would like to see it one more
Дін
time.
Райтенен.
You know what, David? I'd like to see it one more time as well, so thanks for that.
I don't think I've got the voice for a one more time.
Oh, you Harrington and James Dean. Here we go.
I mean,
Here we go. Finnish fans, thousands of them up in the grandstand.
Вже
saying,
показують, що
"This is our
колеса
boy."
накачані.
Fox going to get a moment to calm down, Dave. Not a chance this
It
weekend.
keeps on coming. Here we go. James Dean, the machine,
Ну що?
in the lead position as the higher qualifier. Juha Rintanen, the sole Finnish driver.
Подивимося,
left in
чи
the
машина все
competition,
ще
and he's
машина.
got the speed for James Dean. So this is going to be interesting as they come off the line.
It certainly is, Dave. They're matched in power, they're matched in car, they matched in grip,
Погнали.
but they matched in pace. Well, they've both got the same amount of talent. Dean fires in.
Ну що, Ританен далеко від Діна доганяє тут. О, Ританен в більшому куті, губить Діна, зауглюється. Ну, вже тепер доганяє і знову зауглюється і стає, і борщ страшний.
Just he went for it. He went for it and it didn't work out. Happens in the blink of an eye. Easy for us to watch. Easier for you
Ну,
guys at home
таке.
to watch. But at those speeds, one slight error throws you offline, and that's what happened to Juha Rintanen there.
Rintanen had nowhere to go.
Таке,
Transitioned
таке.
the wrong part of the track. Look, initiated way too late, lost a lot of ground, then started to play
Та
catch up.
поставився далеко, мусив доганяти, і отут зауглився, вийшов з траси, вирівнявся, догнав, і знову ж таки догнав мимо. Коротше, борщ.
And you know what? His spotters are going to be on the radio.
Я би мав
He's
тут
incomplete
сказати
to a certain extent on the first corner.
ой-ой-ой-ой-ой-ой-ой-ой-ой-ой.
You don't have to push too hard here, James. Just do the job when you're going to the top four. And he's got
Але
one
не
foot in
скажу.
the top four right now. With James Dean, and I mean, you would expect with all of the trophies, with all of the wins, the most successful driver in the history of the sport. You put your house on this.
You put your house on it, Dave?
Sorry, it's Drift Masters. Forgot. No, taking the house back off again.
Take the house off.
I'll put my
Каже коментатор англійський, я би поставив свою хату на це. Другий каже, ти поставив хату, він такий, ні.
You're losing quite a bit.
Anything could happen.
James Dean in a chase position. We've seen James Dean have issues here in the past. We saw fan belts come off the car. We saw power steering belts come off the car. This is a hopes and dreams fix here for Marcin.
Моє любиме.
On the start line.
Scotch
Put a bit of
fix.
gaffer tape on there. Car looks great.
Тачка виглядає
He'll get
ідеально.
him through the first corner. I don't know if that gaffer tape is tested for 140 kilometers an hour.
Is it speed rated for these kinds of insane speeds?
Here we go.
Цей скотч пройшов сертифікацію FIA. Homologований скотч. Ух, Дін, близько! Приліпився до Рітанена. Синхронна перекладка. Дін на тормозі, близько в двері. Трошки відстає мінімально. Близька перекладка. Дін по вузькій, дуже близько пресує Рітанена. Молодець.
A bigger risk than he needed
Top.
to there.
Massive risk.
And you know what? He got thrown a little bit by Rintanen's snappy transition through outer zone 1 and 2. But when they came to the wall, he actually went for the wall before Rintanen, which is just nuts.
Yeah, craziness. Watch this. The initiation from Rittenham was just
This
pure
is
speed.
just
He knew he
nuts.
couldn't do a flick, he couldn't upset the car, he wanted to go straight in on the handbrake, get that car set up, done. Look at Dean, dips the nose in, Rittenham dials off the angle, Dean deals with it. Very, very clever driving from James Dean. And then here, watch this from James Dean on this transition. Juha Rittenham fulfills the outside zone. Dean goes, boom, I know where you're going.
Unbelievable. That's unbelievable. Like he transitioned before the lead car towards a concrete wall.
Я не знаю, взагалі можна бухати на Ютубі? Мене не забанили ще? Ви мене бачите? Напишіть щось. Ой, та Дін далі. До чого ці інтриги? Дін в топ-4.
Well, they plugged him back in this weekend. They hit the C3L all delete, and he's back to business.
Yeah, they did a reboot software update.
Що
He's
то він?
back in the show. He's back in the championship.
Фінал може попаде цього разу.
Puts his hands together. He's seen some
Діну
big
не
names
щастить
fall
якось
out. All he
останнім
needs to
часом.
do is see one more big name fall out, and then he knows things could be looking good for a podium spot this weekend. Well, here we go. We move it along to an all-Norwegian battle.
And this is the one I'm looking forward to.
This
Tor
is
Arne
going to be
Kavia.
messy.
This is
This is going to need a clean-up on all the aisles because Oran Nilsson has sat on the sidelines
Nilsson.
watching Tor Arne Kavia get the limelight.
Just so we talked to the head marshal.
Нільсен перший раз в топ-8.
Yeah, just get it all prepared. Might want to start up the recovery
Ну,
truck
побачимо.
just in case. Because Tor Arne Kavia
Нільсен вище кваліфікувався, ніж Арне Кавія.
The more qualified, the higher spec driver sits in the chase
Арне
position.
Кавія... О, шикану порухали.
It's a false start. Cone hit.
А, все.
Cone hit from Oran Nilsson. Oran Nilsson, little nerves maybe creeping into that. Nilsson, the higher qualifying driver.
Kavia won't like that.
He'll be sitting across to Kavia going, ha,
Where'd you qualify? Doesn't matter.
Oh.
Doesn't matter where you qualified.
not in third place like me.
I was in third. Where were you? Didn't see on the scoreboard.
Well, there we go. There's that cone knocked. Oh, well, it did stand up.
Так,
but it was
Конус
moved way out of
порухався,
position,
але
so
ж вроді не впав.
Marshall wanted to reset it.
Ну, Маршал рішив, що...
You can you feel? I'm wondering if people at home can
The
feel
tension?
the tension right
I
now.
can.
I can feel
Відчуваєте
it.
напругу?
I've got,
Я
just
не
got
відчуваю.
goosebumps there for no apparent reason.
Yep.
Just because he's just screamed in the car. He's just gone woo in the car. What has happened?
That's Kavia. He's
Не забудьте поставити лайки цій трансляції.
Not a start line, Marshall. Here we go. Oran Nilsson in the lead, qualified third. Checking over the car there, Marcin, and we are ready to go. This is going to be a big one. If nothing else,
Ну,
but
давай.
for pride, but for
Нільсен,
Kavia,
не збивай,
it's a
будь
chance to
ласка,
jump it up the
конусів.
championship order. For Nilsson, it's a chance to announce himself on to the European main stage. That's
Давай.
what's at stake here.
Well, I mean, look, if Nilsson takes down Kavia now, he just took down a man who was on the podium
Ну
in the
що,
last round. Here we go.
Кавія
Fully
за
gears down
Нільсеном.
for the chicane they come. Nilsson leads in to Arne Kavia. Nilsson goes for a little flick across the track. Nice.
Не бачу, Кавія дуже близько по ходу приліпився до Нільсена. Кавія пресує, як близько. Прям скребеться в двері. Отор на Арне Кавія дуже близько, надзвичайно близько їде. Арне Кавія просто зжирає
Take it down. Pull the
Нільсена.
cameras out. It's done. That's it. You're never going to see a better chase run. You're never going to see a better chase run in Riga. That's it. Forget about it.
Арна Кавія
The Finnish fans are
топ.
taking the flags off. They're pulling the Norwegian flags out
Просто
of the bag.
красавчик.
Where did he go on his chase? Look at this.
Та, їхав так близько, що тачку не було видно на трансляції.
Watch the transitions Kavia pulls off here. This is at big speed now. Everywhere on that circuit, right here.
Тупо
Watch this
всюди в
transition.
газік.
Back off. Oh my God.
Взагалі не відставав на перекладках. Та, все супер синхронно, близько.
This is at over 100
От,
kilometers an hour
такі
at any
всі
point.
заїзди хочеться бачити в
Or Nielsen,
Drift
forget
Masters.
about it. There's no coming back from that.
And I make a massive statement. I've got my hand up. If everyone would just like to grab my attention for a second.
You may proceed.
These are the greatest Norwegian drivers we've ever witnessed.
Wow.
Oh.
Big statements.
Кажуть, це найкрутіший
Put it this way. Look at the Kavia.
пілот
Disappeared.
з Норвегії
Before Nielsen even transitions,
за
he's
всю
already
історію
there.
Норвегії.
He's already coming up the inside of the car on the
You
transition.
know what? Every time we watch a Drift Masters event, we say, well, you know what? That's not going to be topped. That's as good as it gets. And then we come back to the next round and I go,
Press the reset
yeah.
button, go again.
It's impeccable driving. And
Що мовчимо?
at
Я
no point
мовчу?
in that run was
Та-
Kavia
та
comfortable.
нема
That was
що
all
добавити.
risk, all risk. And I'll put it this way. Oren
Е,
Nielsen's sitting
Я
there
ставлю
going,
на
"Oh,
Арне
God,
Кавію.
what have I to do now?" His spotter will have just thrown the radio into the sea and gone, forget about it. Oren,
Спотер викинув рацію в море, жартує ведучий.
now Kavia's in the lead. We know he's got a good lead run in him. But Nielsen's got to go for it. He's got to go nuts here.
He's going to have to.
Ну
This
що,
could be a crash. This
Нільсен
could be a crash.
зробить чудо чи ні?
Take a breath, ladies and gentlemen. We are going back at it again. Kavia, Nielsen, and Nielsen's coming off the line.
Кавія перший, Нільсен другий.
Yeah, he wants it. He knows he needs to run in. He knows Kavia's fast. Here they go.
Ну,
down. Look at
Нільсен,
this. Oh, both
Нільсен близько ставиться. Блін, як близько. Треться в двері Карнакавії. Дивися, близько перекладається, пресує, капець, в більшому куті їде за Арнакавією, доганяє його. Пресує Кавію до кінця.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are witnessing something you have never witnessed before. A sport at its peak, drivers at its peak.
Я
This is the best in the
шоковий.
world right now. I
Я
took a look
просто
across
в
as they
шоковий.
came around that last corner. I'm
Це
gonna be honest with you, I
топ-8.
didn't check out the very last bit of it. You know why? Because there was 3 judges over there with their mouths on
Продам
the ground.
BMW 1M.
That is the best battle I've seen in Riga, I think I've ever seen.
That is one of
Здорово.
the best
He
battles.
hit him
He hit
at
him.
140k and they stayed in it.
Дорожче, ніж Діменгольф.
And Nielsen done exactly what Kavia did. The only part
One more
to take
time.
away from that day. Look, Kavia's got 3-wheeling past the grandstand. Don't need 2
Ну,
front
Кавія
wheels,
був-
Dave. One's enough.
Кавія
This is the
був
only
ближчий. Ну, от в цьому
This
місці,
is the only
наприклад.
part. The proximity on the final outside zone for me. Kavia dominated it. Oren Nielsen just made a glitch of an error.
You know what?
Діма,
There's
якщо
no
ти
loser in this
продаш
battle, regardless of the
гольф
result. I'll tell you
через
why.
трансляцію,
This battle's
то
going
з тебе
viral.
процент.
Oh,
І я
These
куплю
boys are-
нормальну
there's gonna be people
гарнітуру
all over
за
the
ці
world showing
гроші.
their friends this battle going, have you seen what's going on in Drift Masters right now? There's 2 boys from Norway just absolutely broke physics in the middle of a battle in the top 8. Not even the top 4, in the top 8.
in the top 8.
I'm running out of descriptive words for this one, Ian. I'm going to just go
Судді,
give it
видно,
source.
передивляються всі
Unbelievable.
повтори,
2 friends,
тому
2
що
comrades, 2 countrymen. One goes
оба
through to the top 4.
чувака з
And
Норвегії.
it's a one more time.
One more time!
I don't have enough energy for a one more
I
time.
can't do this.
I would like a small recess, which I'm not going to get. Because
Time out.
that's the problem with Drift Master. It moves so
Макс
fast. Time out.
Шишкін вгадав, що буде one more
Can I please
time.
go over to David Callas and say, David,
Тост.
are you purposely trying to give me and Ian a heart attack by running these boys again? Is that the plan here?
Yeah, unfortunately we cannot do that for a purpose, but that was it was amazing run from both guys. We really like to watch that.
Діма, ти
We've
що,
been even
розбивати
amazed
гольф,
by
то
that.
погано.
But there was like small mistake from Tor.
Там
when he
завтра
was
той
leading.
от,
He was slightly coming out of outer zone 1 when Orion
На
was
Сокарі
not
буде
that
суєта,
close in
що?
some places. So it
Може
was
то
like
приїхати,
Tor was
провітрити
slightly
BMW?
more winning the chase. Orion slightly more winning the lead. So yeah, we needed to send it one more time.
Yeah, so what he said was, unfortunately, he can't purposely give us a heart attack, but he's doing his very best.
But he's going to try everything he can. And
well,
here we go.
You know what? Good thing we get a real, whatever battle next. Oh, it's just Nicholas Bertans against Conor Shanahan. My God.
Нік-нак
These two kids,
проти
because they
Шанахана.
are kids.
Only one of them legally able to buy alcohol.
Shanahan chilled, waving to the camera.
He's confident. Look at him. He's confident.
Nicholas Bertans wouldn't even look at the camera. He said, "Don't look at me.
Yep.
Don't look at me."
He's
Because
already looking at the first initiation point going, I'm
Ну
not
що,
looking at anything else
Нік-нак,
until I get
Шанахан,
he
ваші
is
ставки.
focused.
Here we
Well,
go.
they're off the line. They've got the green light. It's good to go. Bertans to lead out Shanahan. Now it's time to get down to business.
Шанахан близько, добре, прилип до Нік-нака. Пресує Нік-нака близько. Синхронна прикладка. Нік-нак за трасою. Все.
Bertans takes a big hit.
He's broken something.
So.
He's definitely broken something in that car. You can see the back wheel, a wheel or a wobble. Straight away when he went on the power, something didn't go right. That was a big hit. You can see him wobble. He wanted to get that outer zone, but he went way over the curb.
Так гарно їло і так скоро умерло.
Right, so
It's a flat
So it's
tire.
a flat tyre, but as Shanahan DB'd as well.
I'm not ready.
Походу Шанахан далі.
Oh, and again, the three-wheel motion.
So
140 kilometers an hour initiation, just three wheels on the tarmac, Dave.
Yeah, that's normal now, apparently. So let's see what happens. Does Shanahan DB? We know. Okay, Bertan. Oh, both of them go over. But did Shanahan follow off Bertan? Well, that's the thing, isn't it? Did he follow him over
Right,
there?
hearing it in my ear now, Dave. Right, this is it. This is how the rules work. We know that Nicholas Bertan's got DB'd. We can see it here. Look at this hit with the curb. Now, if Shanahan is DB'd, Shanahan will be allowed to change.
Ба-ба!
Because Nicholas Bertans led him off on the wrong lead line.
Нік-нак
Yeah,
там
there it
по
goes.
тому
Oh,
по
it broke
ребрику.
when it landed.
Так,
It landed, not even when it
да.
hit.
Ву.
You can see that big puff of air. Now, we need to find out whether Shanahan has DB'd as well. If Shanahan has DB'd,
I think Shanahan's DB'd it as well, but I'm not sure just yet. But
he will be allowed to
Yeah.
change that tyre.
so therefore,
Хлопці, давайте
irregardless, what I'm
продавати
hearing is that Shanahan
машини
will win.
на авторі, а не тут.
I mean, I guess, yeah, that's the
I mean,
rules.
We try
That's
and
the
keep
rules.
up. We try and keep up with this.
It was an incomplete. Yeah, look, Shanahan has DB'd it.
So Shannon's allowed to change his tire, go back and do a run, and
Bertans can't
do
leave the
another run.
line.
Can't leave the line. So therefore, Shanahan will get the automatic win here.
Yeah, because it was an incomplete from Bertans. Shanahan will get to do his lead, and it will be Shanahan.
Чекаємо
Shanahan
рішення.
went to the top four. He'd
Ну,
face Peter
технічно
Viansek.
Нік-нак не може їхати далі, бо в нього
And if
колесо
he took out Peter
роззулося.
Viansek, he'd keep him and Jack Shanahan in the championship hunt.
Yeah, it would. Yeah.
Шанахан мав би
Automatic way we can
автоматом.
finish this.
Yeah.
А, він має виїхати на старт
and who's the only man
і
this year to
поставитися.
Peter Viansek in a
Oh,
battle in
was
the
that Conor
final.
Shanahan?
That was Conor Shanahan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what's that guy's name? The one that won loads of
Але
stuff.
що з
Is he still in
Шанаханом
it?
сталося? Він
James
що
James
теж
James
розбився?
James, yeah, lovely. And then of
Я
course,
пропустив.
just to have a little calm, we'll go see Kavia and Oran Nielsen again at it. Right, I'm going to just fall out of the tower now and say there's no way my heart's going to take all of that.
Oh, well, there we go. Nicholas Bertans turns around and pulls
Нік-нак
away from the
їде
line. I'm going to
додому.
say dejected, upset, angry.
Yeah. He actually,
He
you
is
know
at
what?
fault. He's at fault, though.
No, he was at fault, but he was trying so hard to get to
Yeah.
that outer zone perfectly. Actually, the way the car was naturally washing, he would have come up shy and got around.
Хтось
But he
бачить
knew
наших?
that would be a big disadvantage for him, so he had to go wide. I also think he's
Блін, я
pushing
собі
his
уявляю, як
car
там
a little
жарить,
beyond the
а
limit of
чуваки
what he
без
has
футболок
power-wise.
Yeah, 100%.
завтра
100%.
будуть
Yeah,
мазатися
500
пантенолом
horsepower in that car.
і
Most of these guys
сметаною.
are playing with
1,000
around
plus.
1,000 plus, yeah. So Nicholas Bertans done an incredible job to even get to be where he is today.
So we got to wait for the one more time between Kavia and Oran Nielsen, which I'm not ready for at all. I'm going to need counselling after that.
Yep.
And then we've got the Shanahans doing what they do best, shouting at each other,
Міняють
getting
Шанахану
tires on the
колесо,
car.
що то за колесо
And
таке?
then he gets a
Що їх
run
по
in here.
малюнку
He
не
goes through to
впізнаю.
the top four, which means he is not being left behind by Peter Viansek in the
Поваліно?
championship. But
Хто
if he
знає?
took out Peter Viansek in the top four, Peter Viansek would lose a little. Actually, you know what?
No,
Conor Shannon could overtake Jack
Принесли
Shannon in second place here.
пластини
Just gonna go
розвальні,
first.
будуть
Just
зараз
gonna-
just going to do a thing
розвал
quickly.
робити.
He's going to do a bit of math theory, and he's not good at it, so
Just
bear
gonna-
with us.
yeah,
Принаймні міряти.
But there's a lot to play for in the fourth round of the championship here with 2 rounds ahead of us. So
Ого, пацанів навіть пестика нема. Коля мене вічно підйобує, в мене пестик поганий. То екстріми? Шанахан їде на екстрімах?
Right.
In my personal opinion, we're in for drama for the next little while.
Легкий
because all
шок.
of these drivers You can see
Я
John
думав,
Shannon,
що
Connor's
Шанахан
dad,
їде
offering him some words of wisdom.
на
And there's
валіну
Dwayne
всяких.
McKeever, a competitor in the championship,
А нет?
helping the Shanahans keep that car going in the
На
hot pit.
екстримах.
This is what drifting is all about. I'm going to give you another little behind the scenes
От
story that
поляки
you may not understand.
розкрутилися.
There's a man at that car called Liam Keane who in Sweden, when the track conditions were getting pretty torn up at the end, he's a tall gentleman in the black t-shirt there doing a lot of shouting.
Пхай рулетку, пхай рулетку.
Putting down 30,000
Микола,
yards of
що
concrete
там?
around the edge of the track at 2
Та там
o'clock in the
ніхто не
morning.
тримає, да я
Safe
потримаю.
drivers in the finals.
Скільки?
That is the
63.
team mentality behind Drift Masters.
Чорт забирай,
Yes, on the
треба
track,
рівняти
those 50
реча.
seconds, they go at it.
Давай
They are
кувалду.
enemies, but outside of it, every single team is there
Хто
to
взяв
make sure
кувалду?
that they have the best possible chance of winning that event.
Right, I've done some maths.
В колі в антиквар-гаражі була кувалда, яка називалася Гріша. І коли все було погано, то цей от,
Jack obviously
ми
ahead.
кликали Грішу.
Jack goes out.
І Гріша рішав всі проблеми по машині.
Connor makes it to the final four, which he's going to, by the looks of things.
Yeah.
He's going to jump ahead of his brother and be second in the championship.
Wow. Well, you know what? Let's get back to the championship fight in the middle because I've got a little grudge match for you. Oran Nielsen, Kavia.
Oh, them two guys,
Yeah.
they don't go too hard.
Didn't do too much on the first battle.
No.
Bit of a damp squib, wasn't it?
Yeah.
There's Dwayne McKeever giving Connor Shannon a little bit of advice. Of course, you know, if you're not Irish, you're not going to understand a whole lot of what's going on here.
Максим Росипський, навіть ти їдеш на валінах.
The good thing
Не
is you've
поняв
got a very
шутку.
experienced pro in Dwayne McKeever who's
Я валіни бачив тільки по телевізору.
advising Connor Shannon what he's going to do from now on. And what they're actually advising him is not this battle, they're going to advise him on the next, which is behind sec. That's what they're preparing for now.
Yeah. That's what they're getting ready for.
Oh,
They're getting ready
one
for
more
the final
time.
battle.
Coming out, it's like a wrestling entrance. Smoke clears.
Кавія Нільсен.
Stone Cold Oran Nielsen against Triple Kavia.
Нільсен
coming off
перший,
the
Кавія
line,
другий.
ready to throw down.
The sledgehammer Kavir comes
The sledgehammer
swinging
against
out
the
of the smoke.
tumble
Ну що, буде м'ясо?
Oh, this is going to
Як
be
ви
a big one
думаєте?
again. Take a breath, ladies and gentlemen. Everyone in attendance probably take 2 steps back from the barrier. The Norwegians are coming, and they are not going to back down. How much closer than I think this is
Норвежці
definitely going to be
валять.
contact. I don't think we can go any closer on the edge than what we saw in the last battle.
I mean, or is it going to be a complete replica of last battle? That's what I'm worried about.
Чи я одиничку заміряв? Ні, блін, я випив. Так би поїхав ввечері, подивився 0-100. Ну, давайте. Нільсен Кавія. Кавія близько. Близько. Синхронно. Великий кут. Близько пресує. Синхронна перекладка. Кавія близько. Синхронно. Боже, він прям... Нільсен встав.
Right, I'm hearing in my ear that
Нільсен встав.
Nielsen looks like he's DB'd before he got to the wall.
So he had no power. He had
And
no
that's
power.
why Kavir hit him.
We went back on throttle.
There was nothing there, it was just spinning the rim in the tyre.
There's not much grip.
Вот вам автоспорт. Все.
Apparently not.
So if Nielsen's DB'd it before
Мотор
seeing the
всё.
replay, so he DB'd it. Did he DB it on the curb? No,
Поршні
it
в
was on the
одну
other side of the
сторону,
car.
колінвал в
Where
другу
did he DB it?
сторону.
I wonder if he DB'd it outside zone 3.
I'm just thinking he went very wide there.
Very wide. Did he clip that curb in front of the judging tower and take the tyre off the rim? It would be the opposite tyre to the side of the car that we're seeing at the moment. It would be on that.
Now you might not be wondering if you're not a big motorsport guy. you know,
Ну,
like
покажіть.
myself, why these tires keep coming off the rims? Because they're running them in such low pressures for maximum grip. The lower you run your tire
Так,
pressures,
дивимося.
the wider the tire gets. So they're running like
Ну
8
тут
psi,
все
10
було
psi
добре.
tires.
Цікавий
Didn't look like he
момент,
hit anything there, but I can't see,
де,
of course, the back of his car because Kavia is
де
so close.
Нільсен.
But at some point there was a D-bead on the back driver's
І
side.
що,
of
отут все було
Nielsen's car. When
добре,
he
все
transitions back,
було
it's hard to block
добре,
Niels to see it.
все було добре, і
Or
тут
did he DB
раптом
it
Oh, I don't know.
under the
Нільсен,
contact?
I don't think he did. I don't think there is a DB'd. I don't think...
Did Kavia contact?
Кавія,
So I'm hearing now that there isn't a DB'd. There's no DB'd.
типу,
Oran
Я
Nielsen is at
не
fault
знаю,
because of
погано
contact.
видно.
So I wonder now if is there a problem with the
Ну,
car because
вроді
the car doesn't
би
come on power, yeah.
No
не
smoke from the back of
тормозив
Nielsen's car here. He just
лідер.
stalled out there.
Чор на
Just
Кавія
taken Oran
його
Nielsen out
вдарив.
of battle.
Не
After everything
зрозуміло.
he's been through, if it's the car, I'm going to be devastated.
Ну,
for him.
дивимося на колеса. Тормозив чи ні?
Yeah, 2 tires on the
Yeah,
rims.
no, it's not a DB'd. It was just
Не тормозив.
Oran Nielsen.
Something happened. Car shut off. See, he's looking left. He should be looking right at the wall. He starts to look left.
Та, він
Something
почав
in the
дивитися
car
на приборку.
has shut off.
Yeah, car's just shut off.
Може-
Goes to get back on the throttle in the outside zone, nothing
Може,
left.
тачка перестала їхати просто.
Yeah, and again, he has no time to fix this, so whatever problem he has, he's got to run it here.
Well, he's in the chase position, so he probably feels a little bit safer.
Обідно,
Going
тому
behind, if the
що...
car does shut down, he won't affect
Тому
the-
що
Pretty
добре
safe
їдуть
corner at 140k
обидвоє.
when the car shuts down, Ian, I'm sure it is, yeah. No problems there.
We'll try it later with the rental.
I'm pretty
You
sure
go
my
flying
rental,
in, I'll hit the button to turn it off.
it won't go in as fast as these guys are going in when they're coming back for the results.
Oh, okay.
He's like, do you want more gaff and tape? Will that
Do you
fix the
need-
problem?
The zip ties fix everything. Kavir's like 100%.
Каже, в мене є скотч і стяжки. Може тобі
It's
щось
made of zip ties.
Yeah, there's
пофіксити в машині?
structural zip ties in that car. Well, we're going to go back at it again. Kavia and Nielsen. Nielsen had a big dis. Oh, and Kavia's been given an opportunity to go back to the hot pit, I think,
Right, okay.
which would mean.
Що,
that if the
Кавії дали
contact-
10 хвилин?
Right, so
I'm not sure what's going
I
on here.
mean, you talk about competition timeouts, and we say we don't see them very often. Oh, there's another one. So Kavir offered a competition timeout due to the contact with Nielsen's car shutting down.
Yeah, so Kavia is allowed to take the competition
I'm
timeout.
just trying to listen in.
Okay. Can you see my other glove? You can go back.
He's lost a glove.
I think Oren Nielsen was just explaining that the car shut down.
Car shut down,
Питаються,
lost
чи ти
his
хочеш
glove.
щось пофіксити в машині? Він
Yeah,
каже,
no,
та
the
ні.
all going
glove
off.
fell off. The glove was
Ну,
going
на мене
so
так
fast, the
чисто
glove blocked
глохт.
his hand into the back.
Деколи.
And look at
Тож
the
кажуть,
carnage.
ого,
This,
скільки там
James Dean's bumper has
приколів.
smashed a few other bumpers, and there is going to be one big cleanup down there at the end. There's lights, there's tail lights, there's bumpers, and most of it's actually Oren Nielsen's car, to be fair.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
Nielsen's,
Oren,
Kavia's.
Kavia and Oren Nielsen's cars are just scattered up at the start line.
Та, там
Oren
переважно
Nielsen will
куски
probably
від
be given
машини
the
Арне
opportunity to
Кавії
drive
і
a cool car
Нільсена.
down here
Ну і бампер Джеймса
until
Діна
Kavia
лежав.
returns.
Yeah, so Kavir gets the 10 minutes of competition timeout to take a quick look at the car before he fulfills his lead run. Obviously,
Nielsen had a big disadvantage.
Nielsen deemed at fault because
Став
causing that
шкірянець.
contact,
Здоров.
shutting down on the wall.
Just saying.
Якщо ти маєш щось собі налити, налий.
Peter Viansek, Conor Shannon.
Нас
big
тут на трансляції прийнято
This would end up if it
випивати
played
деколи.
into Kavia's hands, which he's kind of at an advantage right now. It would be
І що,
Kavia
пускають
and
наступну
So,
пару.
just hear it again. Oren Nielsen's
Там у нас
answer to what
Шанахан.
happened to the car is, I don't know.
Yep, that's what I would have said, because that's the technical knowledge I have.
He has no idea. Well, here we go.
So now Conor Shannon's got to do a buy run.
This will be a buy run, so Conor Shanahan will get the buy run. Nicholas Bertan's unable
Shanahan
to fulfill
buy
his
run.
chase run with a debeaded tyre. He deemed at fault for causing the
Ніколас
contact,
Бертонс.
leading both cars off track at that
Всё.
out zone 4.
Коротше, нік-нак вилетів.
Very pumped right now. Because I'm just being honest,
Шанахан
third of the championship going against first of the championship in one of the top fours. And then Dean versus
їде
Kavia could
Байран
potentially be on the
і
other side.
попадає в топ-4, де вже є Джеймс
Four
Дін.
battles, which
Yep.
we obviously have to decide third and
We
fourth.
get 4 final battles.
Ну, буде норм м'ясо в фіналі.
Four drivers that I think are not going to hold back one bit.
No.
But Shanahan now gets a free run here, gets to check the car. Now, I'll tell you what's happened here. I'm going to just go and completely pull this out of thin air. I'll tell you what's happened. He's been given a free run. He knows he's up against Viansek next, so I think they've put a huge amount of grip in the car.
They've turned the car
and they've
up.
given him
Yeah.
a chance to test it now ahead of the Viansek battle, so he doesn't get caught by
Та
it when he goes
наступний
up against
Віанцик
Viansek.
для
I
Шанахана.
think that's what happens.
І може вони спустили сильно колеса, щоб провірити тачку для проїзду з Віанциком. Шанахан прям не жаліє колес. Широко, швидко на тормозі поїхав. Дивися, попід бетончик і красава. Красава. Зараз ще норвежці між собою розберуться і в нас буде топ-4. Тобто в нас точно є Віанцик, Дін, Шанахан. І Шанахан з Віанциком поїде. І Дін з кимось з норвежців, я думаю, з Арнакавією.
this is what you
Ну,
need to
коротше,
do.
матч не буде
Car looks
тому.
harder to drive.
Не, ну Арна Кавія, його машина прям виглядає як з гімна і палок, а їде стабільно, заїжджає не нижче, ніж топ-8.
Well,
Good old game of chess going on now, Ian. Good old game of chess.
the game of mind games.
Yep. And he's through. He's got to take a decision here. It's an official decision. And
Він
he's going to
сильно
go through
старий
to the top
виглядає, не
four.
сказав би, що йому
Connor Shanahan
18
gets the
років.
win. That's a big result for him. Big result for him. When the pressure was on, he performed third in the championship. He's now going to get fourth at minimum. And Becky's with him now. Becky, not the way he would have wanted to win, but points on the
Becky.
board for Connor Shanahan.
Питайся.
Connor, there is a conversation going on up in the tower here. They were saying that whilst your car was up there, everyone was having a little look round it. And did they dial up the power? As you know, going through to your next battle, you've got Peter Viensek next, and you know how fast he is.
Питаються, чи він дійсно спустив колеса, щоб
We changed
провірити
some things
тачку.
for that lead run just to see, but I think I will go back to what I had.
Каже, що ми дещо поміняли, але зараз поміняємо назад. Ну, так, каже, ліпше стабільно їхати, бути собою.
Pity that he went off and it finished the way it finished, but he had me on the ropes. I was saying to my spotter around the back to the starting line for the second one, I was like, this guy's good.
Він каже, що він дивився на Нільсена, приїжджав на трек, дивився на нього з трибуни, а зараз він в нього виграв. Ну, круто.
Jack Shannon won 2 in the final, and I was sitting there thinking, I'm not out of this championship race yet, so yeah, let's go. I'm feeling good and I'm ready to have a good battle with Peter now.
That's valuable points in the bag there. Obviously, this championship fight, we're really getting to the sticky bit of it now. Like, it could really do some good to be on that top step to secure that win potentially at the end of the season.
Yeah, for sure. This could be a battle what could decide it coming towards the end. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to think about that too much. You know, being top 10 in this championship, I'm back in the top 4 again, knowing that I'm going to stay there. And, you know, as I said to you a while ago, you always have that fear of losing, the same as any driver. So you're on edge every time you come to this screen, and I'm
Каже, що він постійно на грані, нервується, що може програти. Він готовий їхати. Good luck, Connor.
Makes me feel about 107.
He still is a kid.
He's 18 years of age. Yeah, he's
talking about kids.
Yeah, all these kids coming through. What, are the 4-year-olds out there drifting around?
Well,
well,
here we go.
Так, норвежці на старті.
Pieces of Oren Nielsen and Kavia's car at the end of the show. There's only going to be small pieces of them left because Oren Nielsen is an angry man right now. Car shuts down, robbed of a phenomenal one more time here, but he's got one more chase run, and believe you me, he is not leaving Riga here without a statement.
Так, Остап Ярик вже їхав. Ярик в топ-32 виграв в Чірбе, а в топ-16 програв. Кому він програв? Програв Шанахану? Так, здається, Шанахану Ярик програв. Де Ром? А, во. Хто родився в січні, ваше здорово.
In this championship probably will happen, yeah. So Nielsen taking a big run up at Kavia. He wants him on that first corner, right on the corner.
Ну давайте.
Can he get there?
Кавія перший, Нільсен другий. Ось це Нільсен доганяє Кавію не так близько. Синхронна перекладка. Чуть-чуть підвивалився, але доганяє Кавію. Синхронна перекладка і все, на прямих колесах тачка вирубається в тому самому місці, де і минулого разу. Та й таке. То життя, то не вгадаєш. Арна Кавія в топ-4. І буде їхати з Джеймсом Діном. Як вам таке?
So heartbreaking, but you know what? The battle, the first time they had the battle, I'm going to watch that all week.
Oh, the first battle was phenomenal. One of the best battles we've ever seen here in Riga, and look at that from Kavia on the wall, dialed in. Wow.
Якийсь канал One More Time теж робить ретрансляцію дріфту, в них 5,5 тисяч глядачів. У мене 15. Нагадайте, на що я це роблю? А, щоб розвивати український контент, точно, точно. На бітлуку Сергій Ситар коментує, там 18 глядачів. Всі дивляться по ходу гриню. Але нічого.
But it is the result he wanted as he goes through to the top 4. Tor, Ernie Kavia getting the job done. 2 top 4s in a row in Sweden and in Riga.
І поїхали. Поїхали зразу. Давайте, топ-4.
Well, we're going to go to Kavia now. Becky's with him. Kavia, he said he was looking at the final, but he's one step closer to it, Becky.
Tor, now I know that is not the way you wanted to win. Two Norwegians in this battle, but you've got yourself up there. You're heading into the final battles. What's going through your mind right now?
Що в тебе в голові?
Definitely get it for Örjan. Feel so bad for him. He's worked so hard.
Я дуже розстроєний за свого колегу.
When he lost third gear into the last corner, I was like, no.
Коли він заглох, я був дуже розстроєний. Але маємо те, що маємо, як казав Кучма. То моє третє топ-4 підряд. Інтерв'юверша каже, що це був найкращий батл за сьогодні, і то прям ще Нікнак і Шанахан, і ці двоє норвежців, то поки що, напевно, були самі круті батли за сьогодні. Я кращий, дякую, Остап.
Congratulations, we'll see you in your next battle.
They're popping the beers in his tent already, saying we've had a good all weekend.
Не знаю, я застав вже, як Кучма казав, що маємо те, що маємо. Я Кравчука слабо пам'ятаю.
Well, there we go. Great 8 done and dusted, thankfully. And for our good wheels, here we go. Let's take a look at the
Вянцик, Шанахан, Арна Кавія, Джеймс Дін.
Kavia against Dean. This is going to be huge. Huge. 4 battles, 3 trophies.
Ну що?
4 lunatics.
Можемо починати ставити ставки, хто виграє перше місце.
It's going to be intense, very intense, and all of those 4 believe they're going to win this.
Я думаю, що фінал буде Янцик Дін.
Current championship leader, current champion, likes it here.
І Дін напхає Янцик і виграє. Так би мені хотілося.
Connor Shanahan, to be honest, Connor Shanahan beat him here in the final last year. Now I'm just going to throw that in there.
And Connor Shanahan beat him in Austria.
Has Connor Shanahan beat Peter Viansek every time he's beaten in the last 2 years?
Що Шанахан весь час виграє в Янцику.
I think so. I think so.
So Connor Shanahan could be the fly in the ointment for Peter Viansek. He could be his,
Well, look at it like this. Jack Shanahan second in the championship. We heard Connor saying, I'm still in the fight. I'm third in the championship. I'm still in the fight. If
Шанахан на другому місці в
as
чемпіонаті.
many points away from Jack,
А хто
do
на
the
першому?
Shanahans still keep in the mix in the top? Do they still keep in them top 3 positions?
well, we got to look at Kavia's scoring now.
So Kavia,
And James Dean.
well, James was 4th in the championship at the
Дін
start of the weekend.
четвертий.
Kavia was 6th.
Кавія шостий.
McKeever's out. Kavia's moved all the way to the final 4, Dave.
Interesting stuff. Well, let's see which way this one plays out. It's the time of the weekend we get most excited
Що
about.
Вянцик на першому
The
місці
time
в чемпіонаті?
Go for those trophies. Go for those podium positions.
Шанахан на
It's
другому,
time for the top
а другий
4.
Шанахан на третьому походу, та Дін на четвертому. Дін, коротше, щось уже не та машина, що раніше. Раніше був дев'ятка, тепер Таврія. Сусіди будуть в шоці, а не в фіналі. Андрій. Що ти? Та. Боже, Вянцик якось так дивно розігріває гуму.
Everybody's got a chance.
Специфічна
Everybody.
того.
Everybody has a chance, Dave, because you cannot count
Специфічний розігрів.
one single factor out of this championship. If you're a betting man, put your money in your pocket, because who knows what's going to happen by the end of the weekend.
Коротше, треба футбол,
Beyonce,
походу,
this is the
коментувати.
big thing.
Там
Can he be caught on that first corner? No one's done it yet. Shanahan tested a new setup on his buy run, said he wanted to go back to the
Там
way it
більше
was. He's
глядачів.
going to have to be super fast here to stay with Beyonce. Shanahan doesn't also want to throw it away either, though. He's got a shot at third and fourth. If he loses, he doesn't want to wreck the car. A lot of mind games going on in the drivers' heads here. Shanahan is going to want to throw this on the door.
Вони там, до речі, всі пов'язані. Шанахан з Діном сусіди, Вянцик з Діном довший час їхали в одній команді. В тому, в Штатах.
Well, I think Conor Shanahan has a chance here. He's the only man who has tested Peter Vincek so
Їхали
far
з
this season.
чемпіонату
Can
Америки.
Conor Shanahan be the name, be the man, be the person
Ну,
to
давайте.
upset Vincek's championship hopes? He's creeping off the line.
Дуже цікаво, дуже цікаво. Шанахан скорше розігнався. І Шанахан не дуже... Шанахан близько, синхронна перекладка. Шанахан відстає, Вянцик валить на мітлі. Шанахан далеко, ну блін, ну далеко, треба ближче. Бо в кінці вже аж пресує. Ну, що вам сказати? Шанахан їхав ближче з нікнаком ліпшим. Ну, Вянцик дуже швидкий. Ну, зараз побачимо. Прямо на таких швидких трасах тяжко побачити прям дуже близький дріфт. Але от 95 їдуть близько. Та, от тут Шанахан відпав.
Shanahan locking up. This is where Vincek exceptional, really fast here. Nice transition. Shanahan a little shallower, but gets back into the mix halfway through the zone. Very close.
Що вам
Very close
сказати?
indeed. And on that run, Peter Vincek sets a new benchmark speed, 95
Поки що перевага в
Вянцика.
Вянцика. Але зараз побачимо.
Incredible stuff. And you know what? Shanahan very much in the fight here. Vincek doing what he does best.
До того, що Вянцик на валіну, а Шанахан
Was he
на
deep into all the
екстрімах.
zones in the lead position? Not all the way. It wasn't that 99-point qualifying run, but I'll tell you what it was. It was good enough probably to take an advantage.
I think you're right, Dave. And looking back at it in the slow replay,
Ви готові?
going back over it,
I'm just saying.
analysing it,
Я ні.
there
I
was some
think there's-
mistakes.
Vincek, masterclass. Fastest man on the circuit. Incredible. Has an advantage here.
Вянцик
But there's a
найшвидший
slight window of opening for Shanahan in the
чувак
lead here
на
if he can nail
треку.
all the outer zones. Vincek's got to go close. If he
Думаю,
wants
по
to get to
середній
that final,
швидкості
Vincek's going to
пораховано.
have to put it on the door. He's got the pace to do it. He's got the talent to
Ну,
do it.
якщо
He's got the
Вянцик
resolve to
не
do it.
розвернеться, то все буде добре. Вянцик близько по вузькій траєкторії, але от ширше поїхав. Синхронна перекладка. Вянцик близько. Близько! Синхронна перекладка. Вянцик близько. Прямо скребеться в двері Шанахану. Вянцик чуть відстав, але доганяє. Дере двері Шанахану. І Вянцик. Вянцик поїде далі. Тому що їхав ближче. А як я казав, Вянцик з Діном будуть в фіналі, і Дін напхає Вянцику, тому що Дін суперстабільний, а Вянцик просто має комплекс неповноцінності щодо Діна.
That's a very weird transition.
But he gets it done and he stays in the fight and he gets back up on the door. Now he's cutting a lot of track here to stay with
Що
Shanahan
в чаті
towards the end.
пишуть?
But Shanahan did exactly the same thing in his chase run. This is going to be very technical for the judges. This is not as straightforward as we thought it might be.
I don't even know where to begin to break that down.
Irregardless, we're watching some of the best driving we've ever seen. We're watching masters of their craft here.
Unbelievable. Simply
You have
unbelievable.
you sit at home and we're the same. We critique little things here and there. These are incredibly hard cars to
Ну,
drive.
Вянцик
They're
уже в
the cars
фіналі,
are like
а
a
от
drag car. It's not even
чи
wanting
він
to
виграє
drift
в
anymore.
Діна?
The driver has
Він
to
вроді,
push
типу,
past the
швидший,
drag setup
швидший, але
to
щось
make
він
it
коли
driven.
їздить з Діном,
These are not drift cars anymore. These
він
are
якийсь
drag cars being
поламатий.
drifted by incredibly talented, gifted individuals.
Vincek looks dejected.
Both drivers here do not look confident. I'll tell you, that's the story for me. I'm not too sure which way this one's going to go.
Both of these guys have no idea.
No idea.
No
And
idea.
there's two idiots in the tower here that have no idea either.
Either.
But here we
No,
go.
давай.
Who's going to the final? It's going to be Peter
Вянцик,
He
ну,
gets the
якби
call and goes to the
читалося.
final. Peter Vyanczek goes to the final. Back in business,
Шанахан
phenomenal driving, and Shanahan
їде
in the fourth.
боротися за
Back to
третє
David
місце.
Callas. David, some mistakes from both sides there, but phenomenal driving from two of the best in the game.
Yeah, I was definitely enjoying to
Ну, блін,
watch
якщо
that,
не займатися
but there
нічим
was some
крім
mistakes.
дрифту, то...
Especially both drivers were not fulfilling all the zones completely like we wanted in qualification, but it goes to the chaser position where Piotr was capable of pushing very close but still having like bigger angle, which Connor was close but not with that big angle.
Вянцик їхав в більшому куті і ближче, Шанахан в меншому куті і трошки далі.
Well, thanks, David. You spotted
То
that.
якщо коротко.
That was it. Vyanczek says hello, James. Might see you in a bit.
Oh.
And now James Dean, Tor Arne Kvyat. I mean, the big hits keep on coming.
Just
Ну,
I couldn't call
то
this one. Of
дрифт
course,
і
because
зараз ще
James
може
Dean is
таке
the most
бути,
successful driver in
що
the world.
Арна
You've got to
Квія
lean to Kvyat. He's been more consistent.
запхає
He's there in the
Діну.
fight. He's literally points behind.
Арна
He's-
Квія на
I think
приколі.
he's more willing to go to an unsafe area here.
He is. He's willing to risk the car himself and everything involved in it to get the win. He wants to stay
Арна
on the
Квія
top, on
вище
the
по
podium
кваліфікації.
again. He wants another trophy. They're off the line. Dean to chase down Kvyat. Dean
Ну так, чисто якщо хтось.
position for the first
Ей,
time.
зависає в них.
Through the gears, absolutely
Що за срань?
Puts the wheel at the top.
Верніть трансляцію. Ну хто, що ви за люди такі?
Over the edge of the circuit.
Алло,
Dean wobbles and wavers as Kvyat now starts to pull away once
що за
again.
срань?
Kvyat fires the car across the
Red
track
Bull
to
TV, ви
outside
жартуєте?
zone four.
Ми все
Back once
пропустили.
again. Dean with him, though. Dean
Що ви за люди?
himself in the groove, looks for the door. That S13 as Dean parks the
Дін,
wheel.
блін, як близько! А, запхав Арна Квію в траву.
Kvyat's DB'd it. Did Dean DB? No. Did Kvyat DB'd on the first corner? Did he put two wheels off? I don't know what happened there.
No, I don't think it's DB'd. I think Dean has hit Kvyat's car and damaged the rear wheel.
Watch Kvyat. Watch the rear wheels. Does he go two wheels off here?
А ну дивимося.
It's very wide.
Ого, а що то Дін так відстав на
Watch the other side.
постановці?
Watch that outer white line.
Oh,
I think
God.
now watch. Does he DB'd here?
Арна Квія вийшов,
Now, that's tough
ну
for
не
Dean to deal with. That's
вийшов.
a very early transition for
Але
Dean
Дін,
because
чому
Kvyat's in
він
the wrong
їхав
place.
так вузько?
That's two wheels. That's
Подивіться.
two wheels. That's two wheels.
He's two wheels off there, right?
That's two wheels.
І що з Діном?
That's definitely
Алло.
two wheels off track.
But the big question then is
Де
Kvyat
старий
DB'd
добрий
the
Дін?
tire. Does he
No,
DB the
I don't think he DB'd it. I think when Dean hit him, he bent the rear control arm of the rear wheel at a real bad angle. It's got some
Ну,
bad
перекладки
camber.
хороші,
Watch
все
this.
класно.
But Kvyat hits the wall, I believe.
Блін, як Дін отут близько їхав, та Квія черкнув стіну.
actually hits the wall, hits back into James Dean. And
Oh,
from where I'm sitting, it could be Kvyat's fault.
I think Kvyat just took himself into the third and fourth place playoff.
You know what? Isn't it just fascinating to watch? You can't take your eyes off this stuff.
Я навіть не знаю, в кого тут перевага в цьому
That was when he hit
виїзді.
James on the other wheel, but the other wheel's also bent when he hit the
Не
wall.
очевидно.
Two
But
wheels.
I'm
one off.
hearing,
Добре, що я не суддя.
Everything's broken.
I'm hearing he is deemed at fault. Two wheels off on outside zone one, so Kvyat is at fault. And now
О, Квія,
a
все.
second run, so Kvyat has taken himself clean out of competition.
От
Dave.
це
And that
обідно.
would mean Kvyat goes to face Shanahan for third step on the podium.
Look at
Kvyat-
this other rear wheel.
Квія...
Yeah, there is.
Ой-ой-ой-ой-ой-ой.
That car is just driving all over the place. Kvyat has the point. I'll put it this way: he's not going to be able to get that car fixed, which means Dean will do a buy run, which means Dean would go to the final to face Peter Vyanczek.
Дін Вянцик, так як я казав. А от чи Арна Квія зробить машину, бо там колесо.
But the DB is the biggest problem because
He can't
he was
continue
at
that.
fault. He was at fault
Виглядає
for that,
ніби
so Kvyat
розвальчик.
can't continue.
У
This
Шоль.
car has been trying to leave for quite some time now, and it just can't.
Не
It's like,
надовго.
"Can you just please leave me back for the next battle? I don't really want to get involved." There is nothing left at the back end of the
Коротше, за
car.
третє місце ще може бути м'ясо.
So he goes back to the start line, and I think he's going to have to go back and get his wheels back on the car for the third and fourth place. As James Dean, look at the Irish in the door.
Ого, який
James Dean's having a look
дядчик.
across. He knows what this means. He's been around the game
Джеймс
long
Дін
enough to
такий
know
здоровий
that
тип, що на
Kvyat's
нього
not there.
шолом
Kvyat's out of the
ледве-ледве
car.
не
He's
лазить.
saying sorry. Kavia's saying, sorry, I hit the wall.
Kavia's apologizing to his opponent who just beat him for damaging his car. These are sportsmen, ladies and gentlemen. These are ambassadors. You know what these are? An inspiration for the next generation.
Well, we're hearing it there. That's exactly what's happened, and that means that James Dean will now put in a buy run in the lead position because no competitor, Kavia, can't compete, can't leave the line as he is. So James Dean will get the buy run.
James Dean saying, you know, I'm struggling a little bit. Oh, here he is in the final.
In the final.
Well, that goes to show how good a driver he is. Changing setups a lot throughout the
No,
weekend.
що
He's got
там,
it
Дін?
dialed in now, and I tell you one thing. What I
Байрам.
noticed was his speed against Juha Rintanen.
Yeah.
Rintanen's fast. So
Давай, показывай, що там в тебе.
pull off one for the fans here. This is going to be
Ей, Філіп. Широко, гарно. Забирає другу зону, третю мимо, четверту забирає. П'яту забирає, шосту. Гарно під бетон їде. Я нічого не бачу, розверніть коптер. Гарно. Красавчик.
He's driving on big angle because he knows that Peter Vjeinsek's car is gripped up. So it's difficult for Peter to chase a car that's super loose and on big angle. However, it's difficult for James Dean to chase
Джеймс
Peter
Дін,
when he's so
кажуть,
fast.
їхав всюди в великому
That's what's
куті,
to come. I'm just throwing it out there.
тому
We
що
watched him
Пьотеру
drive all year.
Вєнцику
That's
на
the
дуже
game.
швидкій зацепистій машині буде тяжко
They're using
їхати
their
з
strengths.
Діном,
Peter's strength
який буде
is both these
їхати
guys are the best in the world.
повільно
Shout out
в
there.
великому
Top two, in my
куті.
opinion, in the world right now.
І він
But if
може
they're looking at a little bit of an
розвернутися.
advantage, Dean knows he's on the big angle. He's got the car
І
set up that he can
Дін
run the track on big angle.
планує, напевно,
Peter will
цим
struggle with that.
скористатися.
But Peter knows
Ну,
that his
зараз
car is so
побачимо.
fast that James will struggle in the chase position to match that speed. That's what we're going to see later on. Just put it out
Ну і
there.
відповідно Вєнцик буде робити все, щоб
I didn't want to make it too exciting, but there I go again.
їхати близько до Діна.
Decision is going to come in. It's an easy one. There's no one beside him. He's going to the final. James Dean gets the
Джеймс
win.
Дін у
The machine
фіналі.
is in the final against Peter Vjeinsak. All smiles, waves to the crowd.
Колеги
They're all
будуть
behind
їхати
him
в
and
фіналі.
Peter Vjeinsak. And Becky is down with him now. Becky, he's through to the final, and he's got his old pal Peter Vjeinsak for company.
James, it looks like you threw the kitchen sink at that one. Obviously, did you feel it as Tor went into the wall and bounced back into you? Did you think it was all over for a second there?
Yeah, when we were coming into the first corner, I knew he was initiating with insane speed. And I initiated.
Ну, якщо перший помиляється, то дуже погано, але другий все одно має їхати близько. От така Остап Петрушка з тим вашим дрифтом.
On the last corner, he made contact with the wall, and unfortunately, I think the car's touched and he got a puncture. Disappointed we didn't get to finish off the run properly, but can't believe we're in the final. It doesn't make sense to me today, to be honest. I'm really happy, and I love Riga. This place brings me great memories, and here we are again in another final. Thank you all so much for the support, and let's just put on a show, have some fun, do our best.
Він каже, давайте зробимо шоу. Каже, 2 роки тому ви теж були в фіналі, і ти виграв. І от знову ви зустрінетеся.
Have fun.
Що ти будеш робити? Я буду have fun. Я буду отримувати задоволення. Красавчик. Чи не? Ой, то показують, як то було 2 роки тому. Вєнцик, дивіться, як близько їхав до Діна.
Fantastic. Well, good luck for that battle, James, and we'll see you at the podium.
Well, I tell you what, we spoke about it. It's going to be an interesting final because I'm telling you, there's 2 very different driving styles approaching that, and both of them are exceptional. If I was to say the best angle driver in the world, I would say James Dean. If I was to say the fastest and most dangerous man on the track at any point, I'm saying Peter Vjeinsak.
Пьотер Вєнцик найбільш небезпечний чувак на треку.
You get Shanahan versus Kavia, and I couldn't predict anything in that one.
I was just going to say, you want to hold yourself down a little bit, Dave, because we've still got 3rd and 4th place playoff to go yet, and it will be Conor Shanahan to face off against Torane Kavia.
Найнебезпечніший чувак на треку той з шваброю. Він як кине швабру в лобовуху. Ну там весь ваш дрифт і закінчиться. Так, ну ми зараз маємо подивитися, як поїдуть Шанахан, Арне Квія, і аж тоді Вєнцик, Джеймс Дін.
Vjeinsak's back.
Dean, you told me earlier He hadn't left. He hadn't left.
No.
He was in the background watching everyone else squabble and fight while he played his clever game.
I think
Now he's ready to fight.
I think James Dean was taking a little bit of time to figure out how to get back.
Думаю,
ahead
поляк
of
виграє.
everybody
Ну,
else.
як тобі
I'm not sure he's
сказати?
ahead of everybody else, but he's
2 роки
definitely
тому
playing
виграв
field
Дін.
now.
I think he's worked it out.
He's figured some stuff out. You've never
Може в
seen
них
James
є
Dean
якесь
arrive to a
домовлення,
venue,
що
take
типа
his
Дін
car
завжди
to a
має
dump,
вигравати
put
в
another
Янцика.
100 horsepower in it,
Yeah.
go over 1,000
Вони
horsepower and come back to
давно
the event.
тусять і там мутять всяку фігню. Вони колись
Behind when it comes to
приварили
speed. And what he's done
дві
here,
машини одна
he's
до
played it
другої, і так, типа,
pretty much the right
робили
way the
парний
whole trip. He
дріфт.
hasn't overcommitted at any of the battles yet. He's played a very calculated and experienced game of letting the other driver make mistakes and sweeping up the pieces. He's not going to get that with Peter Vyansek. He's not going to get that sort of, oh, Peter will just go off the track. Vyansek styled. Vyansek, to me, is probably getting into the argument of right up there with the best of all time.
Минулого року Дін виграє, але минулого року він не їхав з
But
Янциком.
when I see them on track, I'm looking at two
Ваше
legends
здоров'я.
in the making. We're going to talk about these guys in 20 years and say, do you remember when Vyansek and it's Senna, it's Prost, Vyansek, Dean. That's what you're getting here. Tyson,
Порівнюють,
Holyfield,
що то як Сена і Прост.
You're seeing it on track right now. Two of the
Так
best in the
само
business,
Дін
and they're
Вянцик.
going ahead each other for our entertainment solely, but definitely for their own proving a point.
Yeah.
And Vyansek and Dean, as much as they'll smile and say we're going to go out there and have some fun, they are not going to be smiling on that start line. They're going to want to beat. But I'll tell you one thing. We've had an amazing day, but it's about to get even more amazing as the conclusion to this incredible movie that's been this round 4 of Drift
Нікнак
Masters
добре
comes to
їхав.
a close. Let's head
Шкода, що
to the
впав.
playoffs.
Мюллер був третій в Ризі минулого року. Не пам'ятаю такого, але може бути.
Well, the crowd are waiting.
У мене з
We're
пам'яттю таке
waiting.
собі.
You're waiting. Everybody's waiting to see what happens. Kavia Shanahan, who will be taking no trophy home from one of the best days they've ever done in drifting. That's something to look at. Will it be Shanahan or Kavia on the podium, or and then we go to that final, which I really am enjoying.
Ну,
the
Арне
build-up to,
Кавія
because
вже
it's
на
different.
місці.
It's a different vibe this year.
Не ясно, чи вони фіксили машину, чи ні.
It's the third and fourth place playoff, and this is going to be hot and heavy. It's a big one. It's a very big one, and it means a lot to both these guys, but it means more
Що
to
таке?
Conor Shanahan. He's in the fight for the championship. He's third in points at the moment, but Kavia, he's in 6th place this morning, and he knows to get closer to Vinsec, to get closer to the top of that championship, he needs to go through one of the best in the business. Kavia is going to want to take down Shanahan in an incredible way. Oh, and he's got a broken drive shaft. Kavia's got a broken drive shaft.
Yeah,
Кавії
you just see it, one wheel
тільки
spinning. That's all he's got.
одне
He's got a broken
колесо.
drive shaft.
And Kavia's, look, he'll be happy with a top 4 finish, but I cannot believe the luck he's had this year with this car.
Kavia's got a broken drive shaft. That car, he tried to put it into a spin. He
Та
tried to
в
do a donut.
Кавії
He started to
полуось.
spin the wheels, one wheel spinning.
Всьо.
He's got a broken drive shaft on the back of that car. And I don't think they're not going to get the time to fix it.
No. He's supposed to be at the
Та
line.
вони не зможуть пофіксити.
Oh,
The drama.
the heartbreak.
You just think you can just, oh, here we go, normal old day of drifting, and then we get to the end, exhausted, emotional,
І
amazed.
що будуть робити?
I've just had it. Had it.
Oh, it's happening.
Хтось знає?
Kavia is out of competition.
I do not.
Torane Kavia is out of competition.
Арна
The
Кавія,
2-minute
все.
clock has started because Conor Shanahan has pulled to the line in the lead position.
Ну що,
Torane
Шанахан
Kavia has
третій.
no time. The rule is you cannot put hands on the car. 2 minutes to cool the car to get to the line. Kavia is out. Kavia is done. Shanahan goes to the line. He will take third step on the podium. And look at Kavia. He's out of the car. He's talking to
Шанахан на
the team.
подіум.
He's talking to the Drift Masters. He's absolutely
Kavia.
dejected.
Розстроєний. Та
This
блін,
person talking to
топ-4
him is on Shanahan's team,
And he's
and
dejected.
he's
через поломаний.
absolutely gutted that we
Привід.
won't see this fight. What a
Сумно.
sport. What a sport. But in one way you
Та,
admire
сьогодні
it,
було
another
дуже
way
багато несподіванок.
It's a victory lap of Riga. But look at this for
Дрифт непередбачуваний.
You do no wrong here. It's third on the podium for Conor Shanahan as he absolutely lights up the tires on that
Шанахан
GT86. He's driven incredibly well today.
проїжджає
He's
свій
proven why
байран.
he's in the top 3 of the championship.
Прощальний.
He's second in the championship. Still chasing
Він
them.
другий в
His
чемпіонаті.
neighbor and mentor James Dean does a little damage against
Йому
Vincent in
норм.
the final. But Conor Shanahan Waves to
Тупо
the
в кайф
fans,
собі.
says,
Врень,
you
врень,
know what,
врень.
I've had a great day. It mightn't have worked out for Jack today, but one of the Shanahans made it work. You know what, for a team of friends and family,
I just
they
look
pull
at
it together.
Kvyat. Kvyat leaves the car, walks away, and just cannot even face it.
No, that's heartbreaking for
He just
Kvyat.
has to walk
And you're
away.
watching elation on one side, disappointment on the other. And we know these guys, they're just such amazing people, amazing ambassadors. You look at all these shiny cars and all this horsepower and you say, oh, they're all just, you know, rich kids with loads of money. They are sacrificing their entire existence.
Кажуть, що,
and their
що вам
family's
здається,
existence
що
to be
дріфтери
here,
то
to put this show on.
багаті
Never
діти,
forget that.
але вони витрачають своє життя на дріфт. Ну, в принципі, я згідний, то відбираю майже весь свій час. Я коли тим займаюся, воно прям стає частиною твого життя, а може навіть твоїм життям. Гроші то ще не все. Що там боє пив, Діма? Я теж пив. Конор Шанахан третє місце, Арнаковієтих схід в топ-4. І зараз має бути фінал. Венцик Дін. Конор, то не то, як ти хотів виграти. Але ти знаєш, що дріфт – це емоційні качелі. І ось ти стоїш на третьому місці на подіумі. Я тяжко скоро перекладати, бо в нього акцент жорсткий. Так, я буду там обливатися шампанським. І я буду дивитися знову на фінал Венцика з Діном. Хотілося добре проїхати, але перемога є така, яка є. І це мій другий подіум в чемпіонаті. Дякую команді за підтримку і так далі. Багато говорить, дуже скоро. Я так скоро не перекладаю. Ну що, фінал.
Well, there's no more talk. It's all action.
Oh my.
Friends behind the scene, they've traveled all over the world, they've ex-teammates, they've explored the world of drifting together, they've risen through the ranks, they've won it all. But they still want to beat each other, and James Dean has started so far back here. James Dean is going to absolutely do everything he can to stay with Bjornsek. Remember what I said, Bjornsek, if Dean can catch him, that's the key. Bjornsek, if he can deal with Dean's angle, that's the key. We don't know which way it's going to go. It's the final of Drift Masters round 4.
Та хватить говорити, давай, поїхали. Давайте, Дін розігнався скорше, щоб не відстати від Венцика. По вузький намагається триматися близько, синхронна перекладка, близько, Дін. Венцик по траєкторії, Дін, синхронна перекладка, близько, пресує Венцика, синхронна перекладка, Дін по вузький, пресує Венцика прямо до кінця, колесо в колесо. Дін близько, близько. А я ще порох в порохівницях. То було серйозно. Близько. Дін тупо весь час в газу. Ніде не гальмував. Ні ручником, ні... От на ліву ногу наступив. Добре. Добре, близько, вузько, але близько. Я думаю, що Дін просто занадто добре знає Венцика.
for so long. I've never seen a driver in my many years in the sport dominate like he's dominated for the last 2 years. He's been on rails. He has been sensational. He's 99-point qualifying run, a testament to that. But remember, that car is very fast. It's gripped
Ого,
up.
який
The
метелик.
bow tie is ready. Marcin is ready. He's dressed for the after party already. It is Dean versus Fiancek, and Fiancek's got to prove it now. He's got to prove it that it's his championship. He's got to take down the best in the world
Ну,
to
давай.
prove it.
Зараз Венцик попробує вибити найкращого в світі, щоб довести, що він кращий. Ну давайте, хлопці. І так, Венцик синхронно ставиться близько. Не відпускає Діна по вузькій, доганяє. Дін по траєкторії. Венцик близько, дуже близько. Венцик. Синхронна перекладка по вузькій. Пресує Діна дуже близько. Просто. Венцик, що ти робиш? От ето поворот. Венцик їхав краще Діна. Тільки що отой от. Світ зійшов з глузду. Венцик, блін, отут він чуть-чуть замешкався. Все решта. Космос. Близько. Близько, як близько. Близько, капець. І Дін на тормозі, ах ти ж. Дін гімнюк тормозив дуже багато. Хотів, щоб Венцик... Хотів, щоб Венцик не вивалив. Можуть ляпнути one more time.
It's not going one more time, folks, so the decision made.
Who is going to take it? Who's going to be the king of Riga? Who's going to win round 4 of the Drift Masters European Championship?
It's Riga, baby.
It's Peter Fiancek.
Венцик виграв. Та ну нафіг! Ви жартуєте? Я в шоці. Все, треба зав'язувати з тим дрифтом. Якби мені сказали рік тому, що Венцик виграє в Діна в Ризі, я би сказав no way. Ай-яй-яй-яй-яй-яй-яй. Молодці, молодці. Ну то є колеги, вони все дурачать. Добре, то було прям дуже добре. Ну що ж, Дін друге місце, Венцик перше місце, Конор Шанахан третє місце. Дякую всім, хто дивився цю трансляцію. Не забувайте підписуватися на цей канал, ставити лайки, ставити дзвіночок. Всім гарної суботи і гарних вихідних. І я пішов. Пока-пока.